Right.
Never get anything.
This is Louisiana, something we haven't.
Good evening and welcome to the December 9th meeting of the Natchitoches Parish School Board. I would like to invite everyone to put their phones on silent, if you don't mind. And I do want to remind you, this is the very last meeting of 2026. Board members, we've made it another 12 months. So we are going to stand for the prayer and the pledge. And the prayer will be led by Mr. Fredu and the pledge by Ms. Harvey.
Dear Lord, we thank you for today. We thank you for the opportunity to gather here together, dear Lord. We ask that you just guide all of our discussion and decisions tonight, dear Lord, for the betterment of our parish, for our students, for our teachers, dear Lord, and we ask that you just bless us on our travels home. In your name we pray.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
And to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, board members. Ms. Revels, could we have a roll call, please?
Here.
Here.
Benefiel.
Here. Present.
Mrs. McGaskey.
Here.
Ms. Palmer. Ms. Phelps.
Here.
Ms. Harvey.
Here.
Mr. Fredu.
Here.
Mr. Nicholson.
Here.
And Ms. Page.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Revels. Item number 2 on the agenda is the superintendent's report.
Yes, ma'am. We have one addition. Again, we are bringing to y'all these field trips. If you recall, our policy says that you don't have to approve these if they're not at a cost to the district, but especially when they're out of state, and even more especially when they're out of country, as a way to make sure that I'm not the only one aware of it. We want to make you very much aware that the orchestra from Natchitoches Central is requesting to travel to Italy. That won't be until where's the request? Oh goodness, I know it's not until next year, I believe, but I'm sorry, February of 26 though, so next year, but very quick. So I want you to make you aware of this, especially because the last time we went to Italy,
Yeah, we didn't get.
was right before COVID, and we now do things a little differently. But if you recall, I was a month into the position, and everyone got about 70% of their money back. But some of these folks had multiple family members, so we want to make you aware that we will have Natchitoches Central students going to Italy. But once in a lifetime trip, very great opportunity for them.
Sir, the exact dates are actually February 14th through the 21st, which is winter break, so they won't be missing any instruction.
Even better. Good deal. And then the only additional business, and I hope everyone is watching, sales tax, GFA went, I got my email at 4:50 p.m., and I think employees will be very excited because we definitely saw a little bump on the sales tax checks for this year. And then also TAP, the second part of TAP performance pay should go out next week. So that concludes my report for the month of December. I apologize. And we also have Mr. Rocket here in our SPED team because we have a student who he's going to present an award to was already presented an award by a state-level organization about their performance in the Talented Art Program, and I think we have a few people coming up to present that award.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Jamie Thompson.
Yeah.
And this is Mr. Daniel Rocket. And this is Karen Burton. And we were afforded the opportunity to have our talent students with visual arts to participate. I think I'm using my teacher voice, and everybody can hear me. And so we had them participate for the Louisiana Educational Diagnostician Conference this fall, and it was to center around the theme for the conference, which was the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. And the thing that I thought was really cool, and I probably should let you tell the story because you're the one who told me about the story. Do you want to tell about that?
Okay, so Kyron had to come up with an idea. Teamwork makes the dream work. And during class, he had some of his friends pose for a photograph. This is a painting that he was working on in class, and he took this photograph and turned it into this piece of artwork for the competition.
Very cool.
That's pretty awesome.
So we want to present this to you so you'll have it and cherish it always. Our mom will, right? And also to award you, and I thought this was interesting, usually it's a check. It's not a check. It's a nice, crisp $50 bill.
Oh.
Nice.
Can we get a picture up front with the board?
Okay, board members, y'all know. We're gonna have to get cozy.
So we're winning art awards. We're going to Italy, and we're also going to Dallas. So good stuff for the superintendent report, and we're getting our tax checks. So that concludes my superintendent report for December.
Wonderful. Board members, do you have any questions for Dr. Eloy about the report?
Or anything.
Okay, thank you. Our next item on the agenda is informational reports, and we will start with our federal grants, our federal programs report. Sarah
Can we get a
Rachel.
motion on the consent agenda first, please?
Oh,
I make a motion.
I'll second.
okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And now, item 6C, informational report, Sarah Rachel.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
I'm really short. I really wanted to just get up here and showcase our early childhood department. We received our performance profile scores, and we've had the highest proficiency rating in 4 years. We improved from 5.56 in 2024 to 5.63. I left my glasses back there. I think that's what that is. And so I really just wanted to shine a light on the early childhood department today. Jana Maggio, Melissa White, Sakina Farmer, all of those great individuals, as well as our Type 3 program partners. Those are our early care and education centers, because they all played a significant role in what we were able to identify as the performance analysis that led to this growth. And so I really just wanted to share that with you all today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Rachel? Thank you.
And we did include some school highlights, so y'all can peruse those. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 6D, maintenance report, Mr. Ryan Shirley.
Good evening, y'all.
Good evening.
Okay, on my report, as y'all can see, we had a total work order count of 131 for the month. Total completed was 104. Total pending is 27. Average response time is 2.03 days. Major projects we have completed is 0. Major projects we still have going on is 1, and that is the batting cages, which I actually think they're coming to the end out at Lakeview as we speak. We have had some issues throughout the district in the last couple of weeks with this rain that's going on and the wind, so we've had a lot of roof leaks. Other than that, we got some projects coming up. We have a pre-construction meeting in January for Marthaville, and we're currently working on the master plan for Provençal.
Board members, do you have questions?
Mr. Shirley, Fairview, I know we've spoke about it some. You just mentioned leaks.
Correct.
I got some calls on Thursday and was coming from
actually have
Halton,
two-
so I pulled
I
in
have
there
two
myself.
updates for you on Fairview. We've been looking into the roof leaks. Okay, that roof, every time we get on it, it creates more and more. So we have three options. Option one, which they're still trying to come up with a temporary fix, which right now is running about the cost about $15,000 to $20,000 to roughly repair. And this is just a temporary repair. This is not a permanent fix. The area that is in concern, the permanent fix, is $141,000. Or we re-roof the whole building, which is right at $1 million. So we're still, I've got another roofer coming to get a second opinion on the actual temporary fix. But the way that roof is made, we will have to tear that whole section out, redo it, and then it will only be that one main area that they're having issues with. And that's $141,000. That's a lot of money. And
Yeah, I know that's not something we can just up and do.
No.
But being in there that day, I think we're to a point to where we've got to come up with a plan. I don't know if we need to sit down and look at some BRE numbers and.
we do.
We looked at some BRE numbers, and I think very tentative planning, what we're thinking, both from a logistical standpoint and from a financial standpoint, is try to be very conservative in District 7 for the remainder of the year. Get to end of year, like May, I say end of year, end of school year, May, and hopefully we've conserved enough in District 7 where we can at least do that 141,000. Plus, that will also allow us the ability logistically to do that without students in the building. That's, to be honest, that's our best thought right now, because the full fix, short of a bond issue, which we know how popular those are these days, we just don't have a whole lot of thoughts regardless. Plus, we feel like the $15,000 to $20,000 thing is
That's throwing good money after bad.
Yeah. We don't want to waste anything. But, it's to the point to where, parents are asking, teachers are asking, and, I don't know what to say anymore.
I'm tired of replacing ceiling tile.
I understand. And I know I went in the cafeteria. I think the health department has brought up some of the ceiling tiles to her. So that's an issue.
We've probably went through, in the last probably 4 months, we've probably went through 20 bundles of ceiling tile. Just in that one area. And it's a troubled area. We know. And we do need to sit down and have a discussion, because it's not just Fairview. We need to discuss it. We need to discuss the whole district. So, but yeah, that's the other thing. I'm checking in on the awning. We have found where we have talked to two of the individuals that run over the awning. So it's been run over 3 times in 3 years. So 2 have written us a check. Miss Deborah is actually looking for those checks and where they were deposited, because she don't know how they were, coded when they were deposited. So she's looking for those. The 3rd has not reached back out to us yet and got us in touch with their insurance company to see if they've paid. That was the first original, which was the bookmobile. Right. That happened before I actually got here. So we're digging into that. I don't think the insurance money that we received is going to be enough to replace. We can repair it, but I don't think we can replace all the stuff that we need. There's still enough stuff there to fix one complete side. We may have to purchase the other side, but the material cost from the time it happened to now, it's tripled. So we're digging. So Miss Deborah's digging for us, and she's already talked to 2 insurance companies. We've got the amounts. She's looking for what it was deposited into, and once we figure that out, then we'll be able to move forward. But we've still reached out to the bookmobile with trying to find what insurance company they used and if they even wrote us a check. So we're still digging on that.
Okay. One more question. Naga Central, the softball locker room, I'm told there's still an AC or heat issue.
And it is on order, and it's 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
So it's been probably 3 weeks. So you're looking at probably another 5 weeks. It's a compressor went out on it, And guess what? It went out a month after the warranty expired. So it had no warranty on it. So we had to purchase that out of our stuff. So.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Shirley,
Yes, sir.
is the material that was used to construct that whole building, is it something wrong with the material? Because since I've been on the board, it has just been horrific dealing with the whole, whether it's the roof, whether it's
Plumbing.
plumbing.
I mean,
We just have one thing after the other
it's
that
a
we're
constant,
dealing
it's a
with.
constant battle out there. And I don't know if it's the material that they used, which number one, the water issue is the water district. And we
Right.
brought that to them, and they've given us, I guess you could say, documentation of where they've passed. And everything is kosher. But you know, I had to install an $80,000 system out there
Right.
to get that water where it needs. Our leaks have went from 3 to 4 a week down to where we may get 1 or 2 a month.
Okay.
But if you go in, we looked at it, and if you go in, it's going to be about $160,000, $170,000 to replace the copper. Well, everybody said, oh, we'll do PEX, it's a lot cheaper. Well, if we put the PEX in, then the chemical that we're using to treat the water will dry rot the PEX. So either way we go, we either replace copper for copper, or we put PEX in there and we're having to replace PEX. So either way it goes, if we don't treat that water out there with that system and maintain it, it's still going to be horrible water. So one way or another, we're going to have to treat it. So yes, I don't necessarily think it's the material that they used. Plumbing is the water, and the roof, I don't know if that was a faulty material or if it was just bad installation. I don't know. I can't tell you. I really can't. But I know right now, if you walk up on that roof, you can see spider cracks in that roof. And once we fix an area, once we've done our little trampling around, you can go back up there in a couple of days and you see spider marks where we've been on it. So once we fix an area, it's right there where we've worked, it starts leaking again. So that's the reason we'd have to do that whole section and not be able to do a.
Are they inspecting the repair after it's done to ensure that?
Yeah, we've been up there, looked at it. The repair spot is good, but you're talking about a spot you may be fixing the size of that paper that's causing a leak in this area. But in order to keep it from moving from this area to this area, we've got to pull that up. We can temporary it, and that's what I'm saying. We can go up there and temporary it, but it's going to be $15,000 to $20,000. But the next time somebody gets up on it, if they step in that area, we're going to be right back in the same situation. No matter, we've put 3 different kind of roof sealants up there, and it does not matter. It does not hold. It does not. Yeah, it'll stop leaking for a day or two, but it's in bad shape. That roof is terrible.
So we're talking about a complete replacement instead of patching?
If we do the one section that's giving us the trouble, we would just do one section of that roof, which is the $140,000 cost. But if we do the entire roof, it's $1 million. Me, I do the entire roof, but we don't have the money to do the entire roof. So we're going to have to come up and figure out a way to save money, be able to do the $140,000, or we're going to have to figure out a way to save money and do the whole entire roof. But yes, it's terrible. And we had it repaired pretty good until we got up on there to look for some more leaks. And when we walked across it, there it went again.
What particular building?
It's actually, when you walk in to Fairview Alpha, when you walk in, there's a whole line right down through there, and the cafeteria side and on the gym side,
Right.
that's the area that is terrible. It's bad.
Especially that cafeteria part.
Cafeteria
and
area is
that,
horrible.
we getting hit every time the inspector come out.
Yes, sir.
Getting hit.
And here's the thing. Most of the time, we have replaced the tile and still get hit.
Ah, right.
Mr. Shirley, what is the roofing material? Is it membrane
It's
roofing?
some kind of membrane, and I don't know what kind it is, but I don't particularly care for it.
So with our repairs, are we going back with the same material? Or are we trying to do something
No,
different?
if we go, we're going to do something bigger and better. They got better quality
Right.
stuff out now than, and from what I understand, and I don't know if this is true, I was told at one point that roof had metal on it, and I don't know why we would have put membrane, but I don't think it had metal in that area, did it?
I don't know.
Maybe
was that
just the
Lakeview?
facade of it was metal.
That
and
may
the
have been
rest-
Lakeview that had the metal roof. Yeah, it was, then that's Lakeview. I had those two mixed up.
Okay, another question. The last person to hit the awning, how long ago was that?
Long
About 8
time.
months ago, 9 months ago.
Okay, so keep in mind you only have 1 year, so it's very time sensitive that we do get in touch with that insurance company because
Yeah,
after that
they've
1
already-
year
They've already
hits,
given us the check. It's
Okay.
the very first one that hit it before I got here.
that hasn't given a check. I can
We
promise
don't know
you.
if they did. If we did, we don't know where it's put.
Okay.
Because
May have
that
been-
what they do is whenever they bring that check in, it's supposed to go in a certain fund, and none of the three of those checks have went into that fund because I didn't think anybody knew that's what they were supposed to do with them. So we have found two. We're still looking for the third.
Okay. Definitely a priority.
May I ask something? I like the way you have this set up when the report.
Yes, ma'am.
Something we were accustomed to seeing was specific issues at various schools, and it's not on that new report. We would know what was going on at each.
Okay, I can do some of that.
If you don't mind, I like the report, but we're just not getting specific information from different schools. It's not indicated on the new report.
Okay, we can add that back. It's not that hard.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Mr. Shirley.
Thank
Have
you.
a good evening.
Sir.
Item 6E, sales tax report, Dr. Eloy.
So this was not on the last report because contrary to rumor mill, we did not receive sales tax numbers until late Thursday from the Sales Tax Commission. And if you notice, this is in a different kind of, it's similar to what we had before, but Mr. Stanfield has kind of changed it up a little bit. We receive, for instance, the 1.874 million that you show for July. That July payment we did not receive until August. There are some of Mr. Waskin's predecessors would put that as they'd put that as August pay. They put it for the month that they received it in. It's not accurate in terms of auditing practices. So this document here does it in the way that the auditors want. And so you may notice that you have 4 months because we received July, August, September, and October. Now, mind you, we're all the way in December, but we have not received November's numbers, etc. And so as of today, if you look down here, it shows that we've received $7,757,630.62. That is actually only 0.3% higher than last year. And if you notice, I mentioned that our employees should be happy with their sales tax checks because they should be across the board higher than they were the same time last year. And people may say, well, only 0.3%, although you can't just do dollar for dollar there. The reason they're up isn't really about because we only grew $25,000 in that same time period. It's because of two things. Number one, when we downsized the district, we removed around 50 some odd positions from that. At the same time, if you recall, we passed a policy around this time last year, but it did not go into effect until the July sales tax check, which removed those who were separated from the district in some form or fashion prior to get the sales tax check, you had to be here on November 30th. If you left any time before that, you're not getting any amount, prorated or otherwise. You would get a prorated amount if you came later in the year, like say, school started August 5th and you came on August the 20th, you'd get a prorated version. What that ended up doing is we had, and off the top of my head, I can't tell you the exact amount, but we had close to 100 less people on the sales tax check list than we had this same time last year, which is why you're seeing a lot of increase. Hopefully, we can see an increase in sales tax and that number come down because I don't have exact numbers, but when I looked at it based on my knowledge of sales tax collections since I've been here, these should be some of the higher sales tax checks, despite the fact that we're only 0.3% up, which is something really good. Now that sales tax checks have gone out, I do want to mention something to the board that I've been able to communicate to you a few times, and I would only have this conversation after sales tax checks go out because I think otherwise it would make people nervous. But one of the problems we have with our current sales tax structure is the lack of transparency. We have 4 principals here today. and some of them have been with the district for a long period of time, I don't think they have any idea how their sales tax check is calculated. I will tell you that there are 12 variables that go into our sales tax check, anywhere from experience, years with the district, your pay, your education level, but all those things have an avalanching effect on the other variables. So one goes up, it may do things to the other ones. What we look at when we look at a salary schedule is it needs to inform the employee 100% what's going on. And right now, just to be very honest with you, and this is a slap on our hand, the sales tax calculation is kind of the Wizard of Oz. It's the man behind the curtain. We do not want to come in, please hear me, we do not want to come in and flip things around and change things up. We want people to get their money, but we want to be transparent about how they get that money.
Absolutely.
So what I'd like to do over the next 6 months is work with the board to simplify the formula without really changing the impact of the formula, and then be able to put that in the salary schedule. So any employee, whether they've been here a year or 30 years, whether they're a principal or they're a para, they can look at it and say, okay, I understand why I got what I got. And right now, I'll just be very honest with you, we don't have that, and I think it's desperately needed. We had to, me and Miss Ramona, that'd be a lie. Miss Ramona had to dig through files that were so old they predated Excel, but they were made to look like Excel on a spreadsheet, to really find the formula and try to figure all this out. And we called business directors all the way back to Mr. Vanderseipen and Mr. Laborde to try to understand what the boards at that time voted on. And that's just, we need to be transparent. So,
Right.
because every year around this time, rumors start coming out of what is going on, what's not going on. And if we put it all out there, I think a lot of that will go away. And it's the best way for folks to believe that we're taking care of them and not doing anything that would mess with their money.
Right. It's actually the most transparent thing that we can offer to the public by doing that.
Yes, ma'am.
And the teachers and things all of our people are getting paid, because I've heard it over and over again about some of them just so frustrated about it. They just say it is what it is.
Right. Right.
Well, and we're also looking at how can we possibly do this in a way where we are not reliant on the numbers coming in from the Sales Tax Commission, where we do it as a budget item, again, not messing with anyone's money, but where we could legitimately say, hey, the week you come back from the Friday Christmas festival, you're going to get your check no matter what.
Right.
Not necessarily put a date on it, but say that week. And right now, and it's nothing against the Sales Tax Commission, they have other things going on than just us. We have to rely on when they get stuff in, and so it kind of goes downhill. But a lot of things we want to look at just to make the system more consistent and more transparent and just efficient as well. So, but again, I only talk about that after sales tax checks have gone out, because I think that would have caused public hysteria to broach that prior to.
Is that all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item 6F is the child nutrition report. You'll see that we have a very detailed report from Ms. Hicks.
Good evening. As Ms. Phelps said, I have uploaded the claim information for you to review. We've had a smooth November. A lot of parents and grandparents and family joined us in our cafeterias for Thanksgiving dinner. So that was a lot of fun. Our audit is ongoing. We had a little update on that today, and so far everything is going well. They will be on site with us next week, and hopefully we'll get a full report out of that in January. But really, other than that, I don't have any updates. I hope everybody has a happy holiday. Merry Christmas. Do you guys have questions for me?
Ms. Hicks, I appreciate that you said it was very fun, because I do remember you referring to Thanksgiving as Turkey-geddon.
Yeah.
we made it through.
Yes, it was. It depends on which side of the serving station you're on, how you feel about that day.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
they survived it in good humor, I think. One more thing I would like to add to the public who may be listening, we are in need of as-needed subs in our department. So if anyone is looking for something that they'd like to do part-time, or a lot of the time, we always have people in and out and could use people to be on that list. So if anyone is interested, they can inquire at the Child Nutrition Office. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Do we have those on the, do we have that on the, like the job listings page?
Miss Ramona right now is with she's in the technology building because they're doing the stress management classes that she had mentioned to you all last time. She should be here any minute, so when she does come in, we can verify.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to do.
For sure.
Okay, and before we get too far into the agenda, if you are here to speak on an agenda item, if you'll please fill out a form at the back of the room, except for the staff members who are here. I see y'all looking at me, but no staff members. So, Ms. Palmer, your report, please.
7, finance, facilities, services, and insurance. 7A, sale of school board property.
Okay.
I offer.
Second.
All right, we have an offer by Mr. Matuire and a second by Mr. Fredu. Any discussion?
Yes, ma'am. Anything wording that allows Dr. Elar to sign a document?
Yes, sir. So I have a resolution that Ms. Bolton requested. It has to be signed by Ms. Reba and myself, and then have the yays and nays. Basically, if you'd like, I can.
No.
Okay.
I want to make sure it gets done in time.
Yes, it is on here. We need to sign it tonight before Ms. Phelps leaves,
Okay.
Because they will be picking up tomorrow for the Friday closing.
Any further discussion?
And remember, we do retain mineral rights with this.
Yes. Okay. Ms. Revels, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Danzy,
Yes.
Mr. Matuire,
Yes.
Mr. Benefiel,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mrs. McGaskey,
Yes.
Ms. Palmer,
Yes.
Ms. Phelps,
Yes.
Ms. Harvey,
Yes.
Mr. Fredu,
Yes.
Mr. Nicholson,
Yes.
and Ms. Page.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you.
7B, busing vendor RFP. I'll offer.
Second.
All right, we have an offer by Ms. Palmer and a second by Mr. Matuire. Any discussion or questions?
So, I do. So this is for the, proposal for the new buses?
The-
New bus company?
So, yes and no, because I imagine, based on the conversation I've had, that Echo will also put a bid in. They've told us that. But so far, I've heard from, I think, a total of 3 bus companies, Echo included, that we believe will be putting in a bid. And I'm sure there's some that, during the RFP, there's a time where they reach out for questioning. I would imagine we would get more inquiries during that time period where it's a formal inquiry period to put in. I would hope we have at least, I would hope we'd have at least 5 bus companies that reach out, is my hope. But yes, ma'am, it is for the 26-27 school year. And we'll see who, I think so far, First Student has reached out. Also, I cannot remember the other one. And then Echo, obviously, as well.
So we putting it out nationwide.
Yes, sir. So we'll put it on the, what is it, central bidding, I believe. And we'd start that. There's a timeline on the sample RFP. Let me, timeline.
We would award in February according to this.
Yeah.
Re-awarded on January 20th, 2026 at 2
Yeah.
p.m.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the timeline, but there's a paragraph that spells out I think there's about 6 or 7 different pieces of the timeline, starting with voting on it tonight and then putting it out to central bidding and going from there. And I apologize, I can't seem to find it in this very large document.
Any more questions? No?
Okay. Ms. Revels, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Danzy,
Yes.
Mr. Matuire,
Yes.
Mr. Benefiel,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mrs. McGaskey,
Yes.
Ms. Palmer,
Yes.
Ms. Phelps,
Yes.
Ms. Harvey,
Yes.
Mr. Fredo,
Yes.
Mr. Nicholson,
Yes.
and Ms. Page.
Yes.
Motion passed.
And real quick, Ms. Palmer, there is the schedule of activities if you see that.
Okay, Ms. Palmer?
7C? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 7C, permission to advertise for bids for category 2 E-rate products for FY 2026 through 2031.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll offer.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Harris, a second by Ms. McGaskey. Any questions? Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Cozart?
Mr. Cole,
He's good.
You good?
is there anything you need to
Mike, you're good
explain?
with it? You're good with it?
It's just permission to advertise for bids for our CAT 2. It's networking equipment. We got to get it out for a vendor list. It's locks in prices for the next 5 years. Just a formality like CAT 1.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Danzy?
Yes.
Mr. Matoir?
Yes.
Mr. Benefield?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. McGaskey?
Yes.
Ms. Palmer?
Yes.
Mrs. Harvey?
Yes.
Mr. Fredo?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholson?
Yes.
I'm sorry, did I skip Ms. Phelps? Ms. Phelps?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholson?
Yes.
And Ms. Page.
Yes.
Motion passed.
That concludes finance.
Thank you, Ms. Palmer. Item number 9, the executive report. Mr. Russ Danzy.
9A, stagger start proposal. Mr. Benefield?
I'd like to make a motion to offer this item to have a staggered start time for the
Second.
district.
Okay. We have an offer by Mr. Benefield and a second by Mr. Harris. And we do have some speakers here tonight on this issue. And we will start with Mr. Marvin Gistarb. And Mr. Gistarb, you'll have 3 minutes to speak. If you'll start with giving us your name, and I'll be working on the timer.
My name is Marvin Gistarb. I'm from Clucherville. I also have been a substitute teacher at some of the classes, but some of the schools. I do have a couple questions. Really, just discussing the times with the drop-off and things with the school bus times. For at this time, it's like a lot of parents can't be here because they work late as well. So trying to get kids to school for 7 o'clock, like some as far out like Marthaville and everything, nobody is looking out for these kids having to get on a bus at almost 5:30, 5:45 in the morning. I've done that when I was small, and it's a lot to do that and not have any activity buses or anything like that anymore. When I was doing that, you get home at like 6, 7 o'clock at night. So if you got activities and you more later at school, kids gonna be tired and sleeping in class. Nobody kind of breaks down, well, what is this gonna do to the kids? It's just, we got to get y'all here at this time. We're gonna start at this time. And it's just that everybody's not gonna be able to do that, plus traffic on this side of town. So it's just kind of like running everything into one and just kind of like deal with it. It was like, this the times we got. Here you go, and you just deal with it. Another thing, I just wanted to ask a question of budget-wise. When I came here 2017, 2018, and y'all closed Clucherville down, they said Clucherville was costing y'all $1.5 million under. It's going to be your budget. If y'all would close Clucherville down, that would save y'all right around $1.2 million. That's what you said when you closed Clucherville down. I was here for that meeting, And then y'all gave a breakdown of y'all whole budget. And I still had that page here. And I just was trying to figure out in the list of this whole budget, you don't have anything on here, let's say this fits in y'all budget, these redoing this whole building and doing this new building back there. Well, right now, I got 2 or 3 coaches at the NJH where they just moved, and I'm helping and donating, get them stuff for baseball. They have nothing. And I'm helping Coach Moody get these things. And I'm just like, well, what is the school doing? I don't hear, he rarely asks for anything, but they have nothing over there. Nothing to start off with, nothing to do. We did as much as we could, then the people that I know donating for them to at least have baseball. And
Mr.
I'm just like,
Pistar,
okay, so
Thank you for your comments. If you want to finish your thought, that
that was just my, it was like to say you was over and now that school's gone, and then I got coaches and cheerleading coaches, and they having to buy this stuff out of their own money and trying to get it to donate. I'm like, okay, well, what are y'all doing for them on that side?
thank you for your input. Have a good night, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Our next speaker is Kelly May.
Oh,
Hello, my name is Kelly May. I mostly just have questions about this new stagger start. I know I understand the whole theory of if they live further out, having to catch the bus earlier. We live south of the parish in Beau Riviere, so it's not so far for us, but our kids do go to LP Vaughn. I guess my first question is, if they're going to start 15 minutes earlier, are there going to be more bus routes? Or, I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, because my daughters, they catch a bus at 6:05 in the morning. They're 5 and they're special needs.
wow.
They ride a special needs bus. And I wake up at 4:30 in the morning to start preparing because Caitlin's failure to thrive, and she has to have certain foods and formulas and stuff like that. She's not a typical child. She can't walk or talk. She has cerebral palsy. So for me, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I wake them up at 5:15. They catch the bus at 6:05, and it's scrambling. So now you're telling me I need to back this up and wake up at like 4? So that's going to be a lot. And plus, they do therapy twice a week. We were doing it 3 days a week, but now we've cut it down to 2 days a week because it was just too much. We drive all the way to Coshada for them to get therapy twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I pick them up at 1:10, and they do therapy from 2 until, well, one day is 3:30, one day is 4:15. So if they're catching the bus at 5:45 in the morning, I'm guessing, like if it's going to be earlier, they'll be going, because if they get out of therapy at 4:30, we don't get home till 5:30. I'm waking them up at like 4:30 in the morning, and they're going till 5:30 in the afternoon. That's 13 hours for 5-year-old special needs children. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask them. Like today, they asked me when I came in there, because I try to like avoid going in the therapy room because it distracts them. But when I walked in to get them today, they were like, Caitlin was falling asleep in therapy today. And I'm like, this is the reason why I'm here. Because she's already falling asleep in therapy. So I don't know the workaround, because they're the first children to be picked up and the last to be dropped off. And so a lot of times I just pick them up. Like if they don't have therapy, I go and get them from school anyways, because I don't want to have to wait until 4:30 for them to get off the bus, because I need to start bathing and eating dinner and all that. We need to start our routine earlier. So I guess, my question is there any way, like for them, because they're special needs, could you change like the order of when they're picked up? Because I know they are the first children to be picked up on that particular route, but I didn't know if it could be adjusted or whatever.
Miss May,
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And thank you for being here, and thank you for your thoughts.
Yes, ma'am.
It is a work in progress. So hearing your voice tonight, advocating for your children is very important. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for listening.
It's me. No child, unless we change the policy, I didn't know it, no child's supposed to catch the bus before 6 o'clock. So if that bus show at your house next year, if she show up at your house at 5:45, wave on, you know, and tell them come back after 6 o'clock to pick her up.
If the school is going to be starting 15 minutes earlier, then she would, you know, I mean.
We can't pick them up early. Let's this board change the policy. And we have a policy that, and I think it might be a state policy, that a child can't be picked up before 6 o'clock. And it's going on, and I keep telling parents in my area down there, if they show up before 6 o'clock, tell them, you know, and tell them keep on going, and then come back and get my child after 6 o'clock. And if they don't come back, then you call and get that thing. They cannot pick them up before 6 o'clock.
Maybe shorten the route?
We're unsure at this time.
Yeah, okay. Well, I
Yes, ma'am.
appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. May. Our next speaker will be Ms. Diana Curtis from Provençal Elementary Junior High.
Thank you, Board, for giving me the chance to be heard this afternoon. I really appreciate your time. I'm the principal at Provençal Elementary and Junior High School, one of the 5 schools that would be affected by the staggered start program that you're proposing. Provençal Elementary and Junior High School has grown our school performance score 14.3 points in the last 3 years, something that we are very, very proud of. We have finally become an A school, which we have held for the last 2 years, first time in the history of the school. So I'm bragging a little bit, but I'm
Go ahead and brag
very
on
proud.
it. Go ahead and brag on it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Danzy. But we accomplished this by maximizing our instructional day and our daily schedule. We also provide our teachers with maximum planning time so that they have the opportunity to plan and prepare lessons that are going to help us get to the point we need to be. And we also motivate our students by providing some extracurricular activities and also some non-core instruction in art and band. Those programs were not with us at Provençal 4 years ago. So we have brought those in to give our students extra opportunities and also to motivate them to want to come to school and to do good work. I hope that you will refer to the talking point paper that we gave you at the beginning of the meeting. And if you would look at my daily schedule as it is. My main concern with this is the reduction in instructional minutes in my daily schedule at Provençal. The proposal has a start time of 8:15 with an intake time of students being at 7:30. So currently, we are intaking students at 7 a.m. By 7:07, over 90% of our students are already on campus. They get there early. I have students that are coming before 7, and they're unsupervised, despite the fact that we keep calling parents and letting parents know you can't drop them before 7. But they're dropping them early so they can get to work in town. So we're intaking students at 7. Students go to the classroom. We begin school at 7:30 promptly. Our day ends at 3:10. We use every instructional minute possible. We have 75-minute blocks where it is proposed, and I'm told every year that I need to allot 90-minute blocks. I can't work that into my schedule. Right now, our students have only 30 minutes, and that's a combination of lunch and recess time, which isn't enough there, and to give our teachers proper planning time. So the proposal that you are proposing tonight with the staggered start is going to reduce my daily schedule by 25 minutes. And I can't imagine where that's going to come from. If it's not going to impact my teacher's planning time or possibly take away our band or art programs from our students. That's the only way I can see this working unless we're going to go to school until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It just isn't mathing for me. And that concerns me because I know what we're doing right now and how we're working, and it's working. We have proven that we are on the grow. We're progressing. We're growing. We have settled in, and the schedule that we have now is working for us. Yes, we start school early, but we get a lot done. And then our students are free to go to doctor's appointments and to participate in sports, to get home at a decent time so they can have dinner with their family. They can have an afternoon, nighttime ritual with their family. Also, I'm concerned about intaking students at 7:30 and then having a start time of 8:15. That's 45 minutes of me holding students without a purpose besides just having them go to breakfast. I'm worried about behavior problems. I'm worried about them just sitting, and I can't see having, 400 idle children for that time if we can't start school. We've backed up our time to a lot to make sure that we've got the instructional time we need. 75-minute blocks is still a little bit short, but to reduce that further is going to impact student achievement at my school, and I feel very, very strongly about that. I've got other principals here that are impacted. I've talked to other principals on the phone. They also agree that the staggered time for our 5 schools is going to detrimentally impact our schools and our students. I also have polled my teachers, and almost 75% of them disagree with the proposal. They do not believe that a start time, the staggered start for us, is the best thing for our students. So I hope that you will consider this. Please read over my talking points again. If you have any questions, please come to me. I just feel very strongly and passionately about the fact that we have worked ourselves to a situation where we are succeeding and we are prospering our students, and I just don't want to see that go backwards. So thank you so much for your time tonight. I appreciate your consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Curtis.
Thank you, Ms.
I got
Curtis.
a few questions on, you say you're taking, start at 7:30.
Yes, sir.
90% of your kids there at 7:25. Have you ever sit and figured a child coming from Marco or a child coming from Gorham? What time are they catching the bus to be at your school at that time? They're catching it before 6 o'clock,
Yes, sir. I'm certain of that.
okay?
Yes, sir.
We're not supposed to do it. So you cannot drive from the parish line to Provençal in an hour.
Yes, sir. I
That's the
understand.
reason we want to back the time up where these kids won't be catching the bus that time.
Right.
All the people that saying it's not going to work is because they want to drop their child off at school. They have that opportunity to drop them children off at school. In my area, they don't have it, that opportunity.
Yes,
So
sir.
we are being selfish because we don't want to try something because it's already working this the way. If we don't try something new, we are losing kids.
Yes, sir. I understand your concern there, and my thought is that I haven't seen anything in the proposal that definitely shows that the bus routes are going to work differently and be successful. I feel like we're almost cart before the horse here. I agree my students are getting on the bus way too early, but Clucheville's been closed for a very long time. I almost feel like that should have been addressed when that was closed. That should have been part of the exit plan for closing Clucheville, is taking care of those babies then. Those babies have been doing this for years. They've adapted. Parents have adapted. I want something better for them as well. I'm just not sure this is it. And I'm not sure that doing this to 5 schools to accommodate that is going to be the answer either. I haven't seen anything that tells me it's going to work yet. I just would like a little more time looked into it. Maybe some bus schedules. Let's look at it and make sure that that is going to work. Let's see those routes. Are those bus drivers going to be able to run 2 routes? I know one of them's not. He's one of my bus drivers, and he's also my school custodian. He's only going to be able to do 1 route a day.
You know, we have to try to see if it works. That's the only way we'll know it work. We have to try it. It's not rolling stone. If we try it next year and it don't work, January we can change it. End of the month we can change it if it don't work. But we have to try to see it work. And the ones that is working perfect the way they're doing, they can drop their children off the way they are. They don't want it because they don't want to change. But we have to think about the whole thing. And like you say, your teachers and all that, when the kids come first.
Absolutely.
But the employees thinking about themselves, they're not thinking about the children. So to me, if you're not thinking about the kids that you're teaching, you're there just for a paycheck.
I agree.
Okay.
My teachers are concerned about their instructional minutes.
Well, we was told it's not going to interfere. Have you got with Dr. Eloyd? Have you got with
Miss Martin? Yes, sir.
To clarify, when we originally presented, it will reduce instructional time each class by 5 minutes, which, yeah. I mean, there's
It's 5 minutes.
Yeah,
It's
so
5 minutes. You know, you saying it's gonna be, you
With-
saying
with
it's
some-
a whole lot more, you got down more minutes.
it's still no, it's still within law, but there are certain curriculums that are very prescribed, and without weighing into the depths of where we're at right now, just stating 5 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but in some of these curriculums, that 5 minutes extrapolated, especially over the entirety of the year,
Is a
can
lot.
be impactful.
Especially when 90 minutes is recommended by two of our curriculums, ELA and math. And I'm only able to provide 75 minutes at the time. So we're going to reduce it 5 more minutes to 70. I'm just saying that what we're doing now is working. We are succeeding. Our students are achieving. I just don't want to go backwards. We worked too hard to get here. So I want my students to have a safe bus trip. I want the best for everybody, including my teachers. But I really hope that you'll understand that instructional minutes loss is going to reduce student achievement, and that is my concern. You have hired me to grow my school. I've grown my school, and I want to see that continue. But in order to do that, I've got to have students in front of teachers.
Thank you, Ms. Curtis.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Curtis. Well spoken.
You know,
Our next,
Miss, do you have another speaker?
yes, I've got several more speakers.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
But let me add something. Ms. Curtis, I agree 100% with what you're saying, every word. But if you look at our school calendar, every 9 weeks we take a week off, and then we have other stuff in between. I think this is really an oxymoron. I mean, you're talking about instructional minutes, but yet we're killing it with this school calendar. We have our first day for students is August 6th, but right away, the first week of October, we're off for a week. We roll around in November, then we're off for Thanksgiving, which is historical. Then we
Mr.
have
Benefield,
Christmas.
I totally understand what you're saying, and I do want to respectfully remind the board that our principals are here to speak and not debate. We're in the informational part, input section of our program. So if we'll let them speak, and then each board member will have their time to speak after our speakers are done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Williams from Weaver Elementary.
Good evening. I am here to represent Weaver. We the stagger start, and looking at it, currently we start at 7:30. It's a struggle for our parents, and I'm just speaking just what happens at our school. It's the struggle for the parents. I'm counted in the last 3 weeks with us starting at 7:30. They're late. We have about 30 students that are late every day. You know, there's consistently about 30. Our win time starts at 7:30, and they are missing that win time, about 15 minutes of win every day with us starting at early. But my major concern is after school. We have all of the feeder schools that are starting at the same time for the proposed time, and that does not help the parents who have kids at every school because they still have to get across the bridge. They still have to have the time to go to all 3 schools, and it's taking them 45 minutes to an hour to get to all 3 schools. So in looking at our stagger times, I know that that was the major concern for our teachers and as well as for the parents that I have managed to talk to is I can't get to all 3 schools in 45 minutes. And all of the schools that our feeder schools are all slated to start at the same time. And the other thing is the busing. I know we are not here to talk about the busing, but the buses come, our school takes in at 7:30. I'm on duty every morning with that late duty because the buses can't get there on time. So once the kids get to breakfast they're missing at least 15 minutes of win every day. And because the buses can't get there on time. I know that's not our major issue, but if we're changing the stagger time, will that fix it? And will that also fix we're not at school every day? The kids get out at 3:10 and we're there an hour after every day. Will that fix it? If we're going staggered time, will that fix the point where our kids need to be able to walk out of their school and get on the bus, not sit because of one that causes behavior problems. We're asking kids to sit for an extra 45 minutes or an hour every day. They're getting there earlier and they're leaving an hour later every day. So that's also a major concern.
Thank you, Ms. Williams.
If I can ask,
Yes, ma'am.
Does it seem like it has to do? You said you didn't want to get into busing, but possibly because of the busing arrival, the routes. We might need to look at that to kind of help rectify
But the parents are struggling to get to all three schools is our major, and they're late because they say we all taking it at the same time. So if we're all taking it at the same time, we can't say, okay, we can't come into LP1 until 7, they can't come into Weaver until 7, and they can't go to NJH until 7, but the parents need to drop off at all three schools. That doesn't alleviate the problem because they can't get across the bridge and get through all that traffic and get in car lines and get the kids to school on time. So they're consistently late.
But
As is.
if they're dropping them off, that's their choice. That's the parent choice is dropping them off. Our choice is to get the buses there. And if you're dropping your child off, that's your choice. Because every street have a yellow taxi that go down. So if you can't get to all your schools that you want to drop your children off, put them on a bus.
The bus late too.
Yeah. They might not
Right.
be late
If
with
they-
that. But
if
we
they
have
show
to
up.
we have to do that issue with the bus being late.
That's what
So
I
we're
was.
recruiting
was the
kids
bus
for
and-
a bus that may not show up.
Bus time schedule is late, causing problems.
Yeah, the bus.
Any other questions?
Yeah, the bus has been.
Thank you, Ms. Williams.
Right, thank you.
Our next speaker may or may not be Mr. Antavius Robertson. Are you still here for moral support or?
Might have changed his mind by now.
I know.
Yeah, I just would like to echo what Ms. Curtis said, because our schedules mirror each other. The buses do get there late. It's regardless, they do get there late. We're there early. I do feel like it's kind of the cart before the horse. I think that we should focus on the busing issue before we try to make major shifts in the start times of the schools. As she said, that we've achieved great milestones in instruction these last 5 years, right? Again, cart before the horse. We start trying to adjust that and shift that, then I don't think that we're going to be doing ourselves a service and trying to make major changes. We've already shifted 2 schools into different places in the last year, and now we're going to try to propose or vote on changing the start times of these schools the year after, and we're still trying to get acclimated into new buildings. I'll echo what Ms. Armitras said. The buses are always late, and I take in students from all over the parish. They're always late, and it's not just the parents that are deciding to bring their kids. Most of them are there at 7 o'clock dropping their kids off. But the buses, some of those buses on the south end of the parish don't get there until 7:45, 7:50. And if they're still coming at that time, I'm going to feed them. So they have to eat. And they're already missing WIN, which is that RTI or response to intervention time. So I just think that we're putting focus on an issue that's not there when the issue is the buses. So.
Thank you, Mr. Robertson. Ms. Karen Coleman from NSU Elementary Lab.
Well, I don't really want to be redundant. However, because my counterparts have so eloquently expressed the views of all of the principals, we all talk daily. And by nature, we're problem solvers. That's what we do. We make an insane amount of decisions every day and solve problems for kids. And I 100% agree that we feel that this is a busing problem. However, we feel like there are other solutions. We feel like this would be major chaos created for all 12 schools for a very small problem that could probably be solved in other ways. And I think any of us would be willing to help solve some of those issues. You know, whether it's, I mean, we're not bus route experts but I do think there are ways that other things can be explored before we make such a drastic change to our district. And I'm not against change. I welcome any change, but this is very drastic, and all of us feel very strongly with the same passion that Ms. Curtis expressed about the change and the impact to student achievement. We have a great thing going. I mean, y'all have just received accolade after accolade from the state for student achievement at every single one of our schools in this district, and that doesn't happen by chance. It's because what's happening during that instructional time. We work very hard to protect that and to keep that sacred, and when you start messing with the times that students are there at school, then we can't guarantee that we can keep that same kind of success and that same momentum going. So that's hugely important to what we do, and I think that's really the thoughts that we have.
Thank you, Ms. Coleman.
Ms. Coleman?
At this time, board members, I do want to give each of you a time to speak on this without being rushed and without being interrupted, and give you a chance to finish your thoughts. So, Mr. Fredu or Mr. Harris, we will start at either end of the table. Do you have anything to add, Mr. Fredu? Okay.
I've spoken on it before, so I think you probably know where I'm at. I'm not going to support it. I think that I do sympathize with the early bus riders. I have some in my area, and the ones that I have talked to, they've told me that they would rather their kids get off the bus the same time they are now than later, which mine aren't being affected by this, but I have reached out to some. I think that this has become this started out as that conversation, and then became fixing problems for Echo, and that's not the way to do it. This board should hold them accountable if that's what needs to happen. Something that's not been mentioned is some of these drivers have other jobs. So if we move these times back and shift them, are they going to stay with us, or are they going to stay at that other job? So are we going to lose drivers? We do have a lot of car riders. As a board, yes, transportation is our responsibility. We need to worry about transportation before a car rider. I do believe that. If we do this, I believe we'll have an influx of bus riders, and it's going to set us back to where we were. So the problems that we may fix, I don't think we're going to fix them. Ms. Curtis mentioned a while ago that they have settled in to a lot of the changes, and if we make this change, we're gonna shake a lot back up. And I'm with them. I'm concerned that it's gonna set them back, set students back. They've all grown their schools and done a lot, and I don't want to disrupt that. I've spoken to 4 principals of 4 different schools, and none of them agreed with it, and they said that the majority of their staff was not on board with it either. And I think that matters. I do think that matters, and I think that's all I got.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Fredu. Ms. Palmer?
I've heard a lot of cons tonight about it. And I get both sides with the children being on the bus for a long time. And, other things that we could be doing or maybe try. But at the same time, I haven't gotten any negative comments outside of this about it, or concerns only from a teacher's standpoint in instructional time, or how long another school is teaching, or how short another school is teaching. That's it. But I am open to try to see how it works, because if we don't try, we will not know. There are statistics that show that students learn better when they start at a later time. It's hard to function when you get up early. It is. It's hard to function throughout the day. So, and I know our kids they are going to sleep late because they're on video games. They are on telephones or whatever, cell phones. They are. Is that a parent responsibility? Yes, but it's happening. Times are changing. They have changed. And I do agree with Mr. Emil that we can try. And if it does not work out, we can stop. I mean, we can change it back. We can vote to change it back. But I feel like we should try. And it may not be beneficial for everybody, but I feel like it will be. I feel like we have to try to see if it's going to be beneficial for the kids. And that's what's most important, the kids. So, it's a hard decision, because I hear what y'all are saying, and I understand it. but I just feel like we should try. That's my thought about it.
Mr. Nicholson?
I think for me, having been in that chair too, just the instructional minutes side of it is a no-go for me. It cannot be. And I know it only seems like 5 minutes for each class, but I'm telling you, 25 minutes a day, time 5 days a week, times however many weeks a year adds up in a minute. And I know how much our administrators and our teachers and then our students as well are being asked to do. And it's more every year. It's more and it's more and it's more, and they fight and they scrap for every minute. We're taking recess minutes away. We're decreasing art. We're decreasing band. And it's all on instructional minutes because that's what's being pushed down to the school level. And this goes absolutely against that. So just for that reason alone, I have a very difficult time with it. Not to mention the fact that we have had an extreme amount of change within the last 12 months. We have closed schools. We have moved schools. People are weary. They are tired. I feel like we need to take a step back, take a deep breath. We do have an upcoming RFP for a reason, right? And we do. Maybe we give whoever comes in a chance to see if that leadership can make things be logistically better than what we currently have. And then if not, I have no problem readdressing it when we get to that point. I have an issue with pushing back end of day for many reasons, for the activities that come in the afternoons, not to mention the doctor's appointments, all the things that people are rushing to get done at the end of the day, and the family time, which is very important to me, the things at the end of the day. And the overwhelming response from people who have reached out to me personally. I've not had not one in support of it, and several not in support of it.
Ms. McGaskey?
My main reason for considering the staggering times was basically because of the rural children having to be at school so early. That was, I think, one of our major priorities for considering it. To me, it's children first. And I just want to make sure that those children won't have to continue to get up and be at school so early in the rural areas. And I think it has to do with maybe us looking at, because we hear principals saying the buses are late, so that's a major factor. And I agree with with my co-board member about maybe looking at the change when we get a new bus company, if that happens. And because right now, it is a lot of major changes that we're asking the kids and the school, the district. This is a lot. We're sitting on the other side making decisions that's impacting the people and the kids in the field, and it's a lot. And it's a difficult decision to make. We want to make sure that our children, when the principal at Provincetown said everything is working out, my concern was the main thing she said was the kids getting there too early without supervision. That was the main thing. And so we know that they don't get enough time for extracurricular activities. They don't get enough recess time. They don't get enough lunch time. Those kids need those breaks, and I know that they're required times for instruction. So, we just got to be really prayerful about this and make a decision that's going to impact the schools, the students, and the teachers, everybody that's involved. And I think that we can kind of like slow this down a little bit, and it doesn't hurt to try it, because I just don't want to see the kids suffering anymore. And remember, the parents said something about the special needs child. Maybe we can look at cutting down some time that they have to be required to be at school, but then looking at the parents' availability too. So that's, my thoughts about it.
Thank you. Mr. Benefield?
Ms. Curtis, this school calendar is not on you. That's on this board. So we have stripped so much time out of this year. so much time off. That club days we used to have. A lot of you guys want that done at the end of the day, right? Because we don't have the instructional time, because we have taken them out of school, because we have weeks off at a time. There are a number of kids in the south end of this parish that catch that bus very, very early, and they have been. As far as the exit strategy with Clutcherville should have never closed. And that was another board with another superintendent at another time. So I agree with what you're saying. But there's opportunity here, and this is not a set in stone schedule. There's opportunity. Anytime you put a plan in place, what exactly do y'all do? Ms. Coleman, you start it, you lather, rinse, repeat, right? You go back and reevaluate, figure out what's right, problem solvers, figure out what we can do better. There's 3 columns: what went right, what did not go right, and what on the 3rd column is what's our solution to fix what didn't go. There's opportunities here on both sides to look at this. But my concern is these kids who have been catching this bus, and there's whole generations that live in the south end of this parish that have been doing this. And we can make a difference by looking at this. Again, if it doesn't work, if logistics say we cannot do this, then let's do something different. But I think if we don't try, we started with instructional specialists too. We brought the master teachers went away, instructional. Did we try something new? Absolutely. Have been we successful with something new? Ms. Curtis, I'm not picking on you by looking at you. I think it's a wonderful plan. It has been a wonderful plan. There's lots of opportunity for us to improve. Now, do the 11 people sitting around this L have all the answers? Absolutely not. And you professionals that are in the field know from your day what's going to affect you and how it's going to affect you. And you're sitting there going, oh my God. But bear with us as we try to do the best thing for this system and especially for our school children. That's it, Ms. Bell.
Thank you very much. Mr. Danzy.
Well, I think Ms. Curtis for sure knows what I think about some of it, and she's really done an impeccable job for Provincetown School, and I just like to see it works. We know it works. It didn't always work, I can tell you that. My kids went there, and but I do appreciate everything that y'all do there, and all the other schools also, because every school has a little bit different. It's a little bit different, and so, yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head.
Ms. Page.
I keep hearing everyone say that we should try. I don't think we have a plan that's solid enough or in place enough for us to disrupt schools and students. I think we should address ECHO. I think we should address maybe looking at other bus routes. I'm not opposed to trying it sometime, but I don't think we're ready for it now.
Ms. Harvey.
Since I've been on the board, I have not received as many calls as I have received about this start time. Even some parents coming by my home to talk to me about this plan. Most of the parents that approach me are parents with children with special needs, because they know that's my specialty. And I haven't made a decision yet. I'm going to continue to study, analyze, figure out before I make my final decision. We made some big changes, and we all know children with special needs, routine, and changing it up again, it messes them up. And they have behavioral problems at the schools. But I haven't made my decision yet on how I'm going to vote. But I am going to study everything, and I'm going to continue to listen at the parents in my district and figure out what's best for the students. That's my, that's my priority, and that's my job is what's best for the students. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Harvey. Mr. McGuire?
Good.
Okay, Mr. Harris? Mr. Harris is good as well. So, board members, we've all received numerous emails, texts, and phone calls from a very large group of people, but not limited to parents who have to adjust work schedules and plan reroutes for pickup and drop-off. And I don't see how we as board members can truly recruit riders for our bus system when each of us receive calls, numerous calls daily. Buses aren't showing up, they're late, there's a flat tire, a bus driver called in. So recruiting more students to ride the bus is not a feasible solution. We've heard from principals who do not support this initiative. They're here tonight. And even the ones that aren't here tonight, I've heard from numerous others. I have not heard from one principal who's an advocate of this solution at all. I've heard from bus drivers who have second jobs, and this proposal would eliminate that second job for them. It would affect their income for their family. I've heard from teachers and school nurses who are not for this proposal. And these are people that work with our kids on a daily basis. I've heard from employers in this parish who will have to adjust employee payroll schedules just to fit our new schedule that we're throwing on them. I've heard from after-school program directors. This will essentially cut out most of their time for after-school extracurricular activities. I've heard from parents of special needs who need their children to stay on a schedule that reflects the time to honor those kids and get them to their therapy appointments on time. This new schedule does not reflect that or honor that. Just today, I've received 11 emails that I have not been able to respond to yet. The subject line of all 11 emails, please oppose this initiative. One parent that reached out to me, and this one really struck a chord with me. She said, we just mastered the drop-off time when they moved Magnet across the bridge. So I've just mastered that where I can drop a child off at Magnet and make it across the river to Natchitoches Central in time. So the people that I have not heard from are the rural kids that this is allegedly helping. I have not heard from any of those parents or any of those students at all. And if we're very concerned about the rural parents, we have a whole north side of the parish that they get on the bus early too, and that is not even mentioned in the proposal at all. So the Goldana kids will continue to get on the bus at 6 o'clock in the morning, Marthaville too. So we're not taking all the kids into consideration with this proposal. Any other discussion before a roll call vote? Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Benefield and a second by Mr. Harris, and we'll entertain a roll call vote.
Mr. Danzy.
Let's tell me a little bit about how the vote goes.
If you vote no, you're not supporting. The recommendation is discuss and consider motion to approve staggered start proposal for the it says 25-26 school year. Needs to be 26-27 school year. So if you vote yes, you're supporting it. If you vote no, you don't support it at this time.
Okay, so if I vote no, that means that I'm not for the start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. No.
I'm sorry, I just changed that to 26-27.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Danzy, you're casting a no vote? Okay. Mr. Matoyer?
Yes.
Mr. Benefield?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. McGaskey?
No, I can't do it. Not at this time.
Ms. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Phelps?
No.
Ms. Harvey?
No.
Mr. Fredu?
No.
Mr. Nicholson?
No.
Ms. Page?
No.
Motion failed.
Mr. Danzy, if you'll continue on with 9B. sir.
Just, 9B, discuss and consider 2026 Natchitoches Parish School Board meeting calendar.
Okay, do we have a motion on one of the calendars?
I make a motion, we stay with the Tuesday.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to stay with the Tuesday. Any discussion or questions?
I'm for this one, but I had a question about, so October, November, we went to Tuesday, Thursday because of holiday stuff.
November is because of it's one of the years we have to have the federal election.
Okay.
And then October is, yes, because of fall break.
Okay.
Or hypothetical.
Potential fall break.
Potential fall break, yeah.
So on January, would it make sense to do 13th, 15th, because the 19th is a holiday also, right before that meeting, and then
so
we would be right back.
The reason me and Ms. Kanika do it that way, just to give it a little clarity, with the November meeting, it's okay. We can't do the Tuesday because we're off that 3rd. October, we're off that entire next week potentially. So, whereas the January one, it is a day off, but all the staff items would be in the week prior to, so that day off doesn't impact us the same way the other ones would. Ms. Kanika, do you agree with that assessment?
I'm sorry, let me look at that calendar again, sir. I've slept
the
about
second
20
one,
minutes
yeah.
since then.
Even beside
The recommendation is to have the meeting on what day in January?
13th and the 20th, is that what?
Yes, and
13
Mr.
and 20,
Fredu's
and
mentioned
My
that.
question is, with the 19th being a holiday, and then us, if we do the 20th, we turn around, we're back here on the 3rd, would it make sense for January to do 13th, 15th? I mean, I'm just, not saying it has to be that way, but I'm looking at what we're doing for the other ones, and then,
Mr. Fredo, we also have that evaluation. And are we going to be able to pull that together in that short amount of time?
well, I mean, we should have had the evaluation tonight, but we're not, so we got a month. And if we get the right form over the next week,
Well,
that's just my opinion.
I sent it to Ms. Reba about an hour ago, so.
Yeah.
And I was sitting here when he sent it, so.
I mean, if the board's not for it, I understand. I'm just, it makes sense to me.
So I have is this the only one we voted on? Where's the Tuesday to Thursday?
The motion was for the Tuesday, which is the second attachment, but there are two possibilities. There's the Thursday, which is your first attachment, but the motion currently is for the Tuesday.
Can I ask a question? Mr. Fredo, are you talking about the Tuesday, but there will be some wrinkles in it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
for Tuesday, but
Okay.
I'm saying just the month of January.
Okay, let's go.
So I kind of agree with what you're saying. Are you saying to have it on the 13th and the 15th?
Yeah, just mirror it how we're doing October, November. I mean, if
Then
the
also-
board's not, I mean, I'm for that. It makes sense to me. I just noticed that we were off that 19th.
Right.
Luther
And one
King, I
thing we haven't talked about, we'll be electing a new board president. And so I think that'd be great to have the meeting early so that way they can start acting as president sooner than later.
So what are the cons with the Tuesday and Thursday?
So, y'all,
No,
when y'all are
Tuesday, and then skip Wednesday, and then come back Thursday.
you talking about just in general doing
The same week.
So we did that 2 years ago, but I believe Mr. Emile kind of led the charge that there wasn't enough time in between meetings for y'all to really process and hear from constituents. So then we went to the Tuesday, which is what our current, what we currently have.
Selfishly.
But I thought it was more about financial records, and that really doesn't apply now.
There is sometimes like Miss Hicks sometimes doesn't have her if we do the all in one week, she won't get her stuff. Sometimes we don't have sales tax stuff the first week, but we definitely always have it the second week. So it is some of that, yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, because I like that schedule.
Which one, the Tuesday, Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
And I know Miss Kanika is an advocate of that one as well, because she's looking at me.
Does it work for you?
She likes that one.
Yeah, like get it over with. I mean, I ain't gonna lie about it. I think if you know what you're gonna vote on, you're gonna vote on
The
it.
current motion though is for the
Yeah, the current motion
Tuesday.
is Tuesday, with a possible edit to January.
I mean, I'll offer that to January if y'all want to vote that down. Whatever, I'm fine. But I mean, I will offer that. I mean, that's.
Let's get the calendar seated first, and then we'll go with that.
That'd be amended.
So we do have a motion and a second, Mr. Benefield, Mr. Danzy, for the Tuesday calendar. If we could have a roll call vote.
Mr. Danzy,
Yes.
Mr. Matoir,
Yes.
Mr. Benefield,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mrs. McGaskey.
We doing Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yes, got used to it.
Ms. Palmer,
No.
Ms. Phelps, Ms. Phelps,
Yes.
Mr. Fradu, I'm sorry, Ms. Harvey,
Yes.
Mr. Fradu,
Yes.
Mr. Nicholson,
Yes.
and Ms. Page.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Ms. Phelps, Ms. Phelps, would you like to make that amendment to let Mr. Fredo make that adjustment?
So does that require a vote to
Yeah.
just amend?
Yeah, we have in the
Meeting date.
past.
You gotta,
Okay.
you gotta
Had to do that.
be amended.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Changing it?
I'd like to make a motion to amend, sorry.
Wow.
So how
should I
about
say,
we all take
We're
a
suspending
minute?
our rules, Ms. Kanika, because it's not an agenda item as of yet.
What's that one day?
I'd like to make a motion to amend the January dates to January 13th and 15th instead of January 13th and 20th.
We need to add an agenda item first.
Yeah, which has to have unanimous.
Yeah.
Ms. Revels?
I'll second it.
What are you doing over there?
This is the second time that has happened.
Okay, so we can go ahead and knock this all out. Based on what you're saying about the January meeting, with the 19th being a holiday, look at September. Do you want to amend that one as well?
September?
So,
Right after Labor
so
Day.
one other reason for it was because we would only be off 1 week and then coming right back here the 3rd. And like she said, a new president and things like that.
Well,
So
and September doesn't have the same.
September, if y'all need it for that, I mean,
We have more than enough time after the September 8th to come back on October 6th. But it's not the same as what you're talking about in January, because the last meeting would be on the 20th and then we come back on the 3rd, whereas if you, I see the logic.
Yep.
I don't think staff will have an issue with that in the same way.
So we are changing it just because the 19th is a holiday?
It's more about if you have it on the 20th, the February meeting is really close to that, so it just doesn't make a whole lot of.
April, May, look at it.
I mean, we've adjusted
Yeah,
the
May-
last
April,
6
May.
months like that. We've been back to back, and that's been causing the supervisors trouble getting reports in. We're scrambling to get the agendas built because we just literally turned around and had a meeting with the Tuesday schedules the way it was the last few months.
Yeah, well, if it,
Just saying. Y'all vote.
That is.
So we're looking at leaving it?
well, if y'all want to vote it down, I guess I offered it. Or
And there's a
With the
second.
way it's set up
I
now,
think it would help, is what you're saying.
and trust me, I don't have a problem doing it. I'm gonna do the work I'm told to do. But here's how this looks. With the Tuesday schedule, the meetings right now are scheduled for January the 13th and the 20th. We're meeting tonight. So I have to open up the January agenda tomorrow. And I have to have reports sent in to me by Thursday of next week.
For a January
Because-
13th meeting?
For January, yes, because we don't come back until the 6th. I have to get the agenda out to you guys in a certain amount of time. So the supervisors will have to get their reports to me so I can create the agenda and then post it for you.
So maybe best to keep it to 20th.
Well, you've got to open it anyway, correct? Or are you saying?
What works for you?
Yeah.
We're gonna be,
Well, the 13th wouldn't be changing at all, correct? So it would be, that would be the same regardless, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying, no, I'm speaking on the point of we're going right back into another meeting. That's what we've been doing. And I have been having to open the agenda and request reports as soon as we come out of the meeting for the previous month. because of the Tuesday schedule, the way it's been falling, it's been boom, boom, boom. As soon as we come out of the meeting, I have to open it up, give supervisors, I try to give them a week to send their reports in to me or to get them uploaded to the system. They're sending them in to me now because they're not in assembly yet. But it's been bam, bam, bam. There's been short turnaround between each monthly meeting. So to give the supervisors enough time to work on their reports, I try to let them know a week ahead of time, I need your reports by, I usually open it up, I think, on a Wednesday, and I tell them I need it by the following Thursday at noon so that I can get it up, get the agenda created and get it uploaded for that Friday so that you guys have it in enough time before the meeting. So that's the point I was speaking on, is the back-to-back. It's not gonna matter.
Thank you. So with that said, it would make sense in January to do 13th and 15th.
Do 13th
because that
and
would give us
15th.
more time before the February meeting. And the same for April and May, if we want to look at it like that, because there's currently.
If we're gonna start changing all the months, we might as well go with a Tuesday, Thursday calendar.
Come on, that's right.
And then you're almost Tuesday.
And it'd be all right with me. 'cause we get it
Y'all
out
just
the way.
tell us when to come, we'll come. I'm okay with it.
We've kind of accepted that there's going to be months where there's a little bit more close.
Short turnaround.
Yeah, short turnaround.
Yeah.
It's just not
Right.
between holidays, between
And the Tuesday and Thursday just won't have the time.
the calendar. I mean,
It is what it is. It's gonna fall out. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
we got some 30-day months.
there's nothing on there right now because we went through this whole thing and we saw some of the stuff y'all saw. There's nothing that's super problematic as far as staff. There's some things that, there's some months that are better than others, but nothing that's going to cause us too much of a headache.
Well, if y'all are good, I mean, it's just something I noticed brought up. I mean, if y'all we're good how it is, I retract my motion.
You don't have to. I mean, I will make it work.
Well, apparently they don't want it anyway, so we just.
I think we need a new president before January the 20th.
I was trying to help, but
13 and 15,
Yes,
change it.
yes. That was the motion that Mr. Fredo brought up, that he wanted to add as an agenda item.
We have yet to add an agenda item. We have to stop,
Vote to suspend the rules.
suspend our rules.
Okay.
It has to be a unanimous vote to add an agenda item, and we vote on that. Then we'd make the motion Mr. Fredo has. There we go. It's kind of semantics, but that's what our process is.
Okay.
So it's going to remain 13 and 20th, right?
Has anybody made a motion to add an agenda item?
Mr. Fredo, did you want to do that?
no, I don't.
Thank you.
I'm done.
He said he had enough.
Good call.
Okay. Item 9C, Mr. Danzy.
I don't know what 9C, what is it?
Canvassing of November
Oh.
15th election return.
9C, canvas in November.
Here it is.
Hey, this is where
Did we vote
November
on it? Kat? We
15th
never voted
election.
on
where
it.
Dr. Eloy gets to read.
We just made a motion.
We did. We
We did, we
Yeah,
voted.
We voted on it first before I.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good enough.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the resolution canvassing November 15th election returns held in Consolidated School District 11?
I'll move yes.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
And we have a second by Mr. Fredo. All those in,
No, Nicholson.
I do have
Nicholson.
to
you have
read
to read it, okay.
a small bit of the resolution.
Phelps, Mr. Nicholson made
You have to read it first.
Just a small, into the record.
So much alike.
A resolution providing for canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the special election held in Consolidated School District Number 11 of the Parish of Natchitoches, State of Louisiana, on Saturday, November 15th, 2025, to authorize the issuance of general obligation bonds therein. And that's, they've all told me
Thank
that's all I
you.
have to do.
You practice that?
I did, in the mirror.
We have a motion by Mr. Danzy, a second by Mr. Nicholson. Could we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Danzy?
Yes.
Mr. Matoir?
Yes.
Mr. Benefiel?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. McGaskey?
Yes.
Ms. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Phelps?
Yes.
Ms. Harvey?
Yes.
Mr. Fredo?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholson?
Yes.
And Ms. Page?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Mr. Danzy, would you be okay if we took agenda item policy E policy 705 all the way through M under one
Sure.
vote?
I say
We
gotta
skipped
take-
D.
We got to take D too, also, don't we?
Yes.
You said E. Do we
Yeah,
want to
that's
include
that's first
D in that?
policy.
Okay.
D's the first policy.
D through M, right?
Yes, D through M.
Okay, we're going to take item 9D through M.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I'll offer.
We have an offer by Mr. Benefield and a second by Ms. Page. And a roll call vote whenever you're ready.
Mr. Danzy?
Yes.
Mr. Matoir?
Yes.
Mr. Benefield?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. McGaskey?
Yes.
Ms. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Phelps?
Yes.
Mrs. Harvey?
Yes.
Mr. Fredu?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholson?
Yes.
And Ms. Page?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, you have N.
Good plan, Ms. Phelps. Good plan.
Y'all stuff works super
If we can never find it. Find it.
Okay, item 9N, we have discuss and consider approving superintendent's expulsion recommendation. And we need,
I'll offer.
Second.
okay,
So I believe we have some parents here to speak on their child's behalf. That they were offered, sent a letter and offered executive session or public session. They chose public session. And then we also have our disciplinary hearing officer, Mr. Miller. And so we haven't had one of these in a long time. So
Ms. Revels is trying to get your.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the motion in the second.
The motion to approve superintendent's expulsion recommendation.
Was made by whom?
It was made by Ms. Page and seconded by Mr. Danzy.
Okay.
So Ms. Phelps, do you want to discuss the logistics of what we?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
No, I thought you were going to.
No.
You want to defer?
Please
Okay.
do.
So what we will have is the family come up and speak specifically to their appeal, while not naming school personnel and staying on the actual appeals process of why they believe that the board should consider an appeal. At the end of we typically do 3 minutes, but this probably needs to be extended, I would imagine, to get through to possibly 5 minutes.
Right, we can extend that to 5 minutes.
And then when they've completed their portion, then I'd like Mr. Miller to tell what occurred, and then I can kind of conclude, and then y'all will have the chance to vote.
Thank you, Dr. Eloy. If you'd like to make your way to the podium.
I didn't realize when we started, when we have an expulsion hearing or whatever, we limit the parents to 3 minutes. I thought it was to discuss the whole.
It can be. I just have.
If you want,
I never thought we limit them to just 3 minutes.
We've just never had one since I've been here.
Something else, but I don't think because no way they can
Right.
tell what they.
Right.
I understand. She did share with me she's on a time crunch herself. She didn't expect the meeting to go this long, but please take all the time you need. This is a very important item.
My name is Latravia Rhodes. The reason I'm here, my son was expelled according to a fight, and I'm not a parent that uphold my kids and they're wrong. If they're wrong, they're wrong. I believe in, the consequences. You did it, you pay the consequences. But the reason that I'm here is because I feel like the decision that was made for him was wrong, because I was told by the principal that, and I quote exactly what he said. He said, well, Ms. Rhodes, let me be honest with you. The reason that it's going the way it's going for your son is because the child that he fought is their family. The child that he fought, his family has legal matters already against the school and the school board for their son that's deceased. He killed himself or whatever. And I told him that has nothing to do with my child. But he basically told me that's the reason it was going the way it was going. And the ratio of my child to the alternative school is like a male puppy and a pack of wolves. He don't belong there. He's not the type of child. He nibble, he play, puppies, they play like they're aggressive, they're not. He's sweet, he's in church every Sunday. He's not a disrespectful child, and I think a lot of people can vouch for that. He just like to play. He has ADHD, so he's hyperactive. He had a bad day. We discussed it, and I told him, son, the way you went about having a bad day, you couldn't do that, and it wasn't like I saw the video, and the fight was literally like 30, 45 seconds. It was not that big of a deal to way the way that the principal presented it to me. And because I was worried, like, okay, my son is in big trouble. But when I seen the video, it was not that important. It wasn't that big to me. And some things that he told me that went on, it did not happen. And so when I asked him in the meeting, he said, well, I don't know. So, and I was not able to discuss that. They did not let me discuss that or ask my questions about it. And so I feel like he was wrongly, put in that situation. Like, I feel like it could have went a little bit more like in-school suspension or something like that, or suspended for 10 days, which he had to do. He was suspended for 10 days as well as he had to go to the alternative school. And so I just don't feel that was right. Also, I never received a phone call. It happened exactly on my birthday, September the 24th. I did not receive a phone call directly. He called his dad. And I feel like when we put him in school, y'all take the phone number as well as the email, a secondary. Y'all have all those alternative things to get in touch with the parent. I was not contacted directly. So what if I would have sent my child to school the next day not knowing exactly what went on? And never heard from the dad. That's the only way that I heard about it. And so, along with that, let's see, I did not receive a referral. I still, to this day, have not received any paperwork as far as what happened and how my son was disciplined, according to his actions. So I just think he was, wrongfully dealt with on this situation. And I know that he's up for his 45-day review as far as January 8th, he can go back to school. But I wanted to make y'all aware of this, and I wanted y'all to hear me voice this, because I'm not going to just sweep it under the rug like it's just okay, because it wasn't as far as the reason why he told me that my son had to be handled the way he was. And now I'm hearing that the little boy is back at school. He's been back at school. So I feel like
we cannot speak about other students.
Well, that's fine. So in the handbook, and you saying that, it's supposed to go for both children, if one did it, the other one did it, and that's not the way it was. So I feel like it wasn't fair. It was not fair at all. And my son, I have had to take him to the doctor to see a new doctor about his medicine since then. He has texted me while I was at work, Mom, can I stay at home? And I said, why? I listened to him because I know this situation is hard for him to go every morning. He has he's literally almost in tears every morning when I have to take him. And he's so excited to see me when I pick him up because he don't belong there. He know that. Since he's been there, he's been bullied. He's been bullied. They have called me countless times telling me, Braylon needs to go home, this and that. He's had a bad day. He come home telling me, and there's one certain child that's bullying him. He's having to go through this every day, and that is not my child. And like the situation that the principal told me about, what if that's my case? I'm not going to let that be my case, not my child, to be bullied to the extent where he feel like he want to take his life too. Because then the lawsuit that supposedly the family is having, that's going to come from me as well. So I just wanted to make that known. My son is having to endure some real hard situations over there because he's not that type of child, and he's in a place that is not for him.
I have a question. When did this fight happen?
September 24th.
So, and you appealed when?
So when I tried to appeal the first time, they told me that because I didn't receive the letter or anything within the 5 days to appeal it, that I would have to wait. So I had to wait until today.
To appeal the fight?
Hmm?
From September 24th?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's December?
Yes, ma'am.
So when...
Ms. Palmer, we did not receive a response, whether it was because the certified letter did not get there on time or we sent it to an address that wasn't relevant. And Mr. Miller can speak to that. But it bypassed the November board meeting. That was the first eligible board meeting for the appeal. And that's why we're hearing it now in December.
But I was under the impression that if we spoke through email, that would be a way of saying, okay, I know about the meeting, stuff like that. But I was told that I would have to receive the actual letter as far as me to appeal it then. So because I didn't, I had to wait till today.
Okay, so the fight happened on the 24th.
Uh-huh.
When did you get the certified letter?
I got it within I think the 5 days, I think maybe the 4th day. Because like I told him, I'm a travel CNA, so I'm in and out traveling for work. So I can't be home all the time to receive, and I made them aware of that.
When did y'all have the appeal, the first appeal? I mean, not the appeal, the hearing.
The hearing, yes, it was October.
So like 2 weeks after the fight, you had the hearing.
Hearing,
And then after that, they
Okay,
would
and then
appeal.
okay, after the hearing, that's when your appeal process should have started. So when did you like submit your appeal?
I didn't submit it. He told me that I received the paper, which I think it was the break. I think we were the spring break. So it was right before the spring break, and they told me, and I had
Fall
reached out
break.
to fall break. I reached out to Mr. Joey and asked him. He said, because of the break and things like that, how things were going. So he said it would be coming the next week. So I had been waiting on it. Like I told him, I can't guarantee you that I'll be here to receive it because of my work. I work out of town. So it's like I work 12 hours, 7 to 7, 6 to 6, and things like that. And so, but I did email, and I feel like in my best interest to email and let him know. And he said, well, you have to receive the letter in order to present the appeal.
Not what letter? You already got the letter for the.
That was
for
the first time.
hearing.
Yeah.
What letter is it for the appeal? Because she should have been able to appeal right after
We
the
did.
hearing.
The appeal has to go through. It can only go through y'all. So it's a matter of no. The appeal does not come to me. It's an appeal to the school board for an expulsion.
Right.
And so you had, by the time we got it, I know, and Mr. Miller has exact dates, but the issue became for the November meeting. Within the time period to add agenda items, which we can add up until 24 hours prior to, we did not have word on if they would be able to attend, and then also if they wanted executive or public session. We got that relatively, and I don't want to give dates because I think Mr. Miller has them. We got that relatively soon after the November board meetings, but not prior to the November board meeting. And I do believe some of this was miscommunication of, I think, Mom, like you said, you thought the email would suffice, but we have to go through the policy-based procedure process. And so some of this, it is formality, but I don't know if that was, I just think there was some miscommunication on that part.
Yeah, it is, because she should have been able to, when you left that meeting, they should have told you should have been able to appeal when you left that first meeting. So were you told?
And I was not aware of that because this is my first time having to do this. And so I had a child advocate that I was speaking with at the time, and she made me aware that I could appeal it because the fact that I didn't receive the referral. I never received any paperwork as far as what happened. I still don't have any. So I didn't know that.
So when did he start alternative school?
He started, that happened October, so he had to go 10 days. He started like 2 weeks after that.
Okay. So I'm just looking at the timeline. Like if that's like it happened in September, end of September, but we like December 9th. That's a long time, and I just feel like it's a long time for the appeal process. Like we should have heard about this earlier.
Agree.
Well, and I do think Mr.
If that's what she want.
Yes, ma'am. No, and I do think Mr. Miller can give some clarity on his timeline and dates and everything of that sort.
I have some more questions. Okay, so where does fight happen at?
NJH.
The gymnasium.
Okay, what grade is your son?
7th.
So obviously you saw
I saw the video. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So he spent 10 days at home.
So what they typically do when a child is put up for expulsion, and we talked about this last year. I think Ms. Page brought it up that there were some students who were up for expulsion, but in the interim, before they were actually had their hearing, they showed up to school, and the board, I think was a good way to put it, was frustrated by that. And so what we typically do when a child is up for expulsion, they are suspended in anticipation of the expulsion hearing. So that 10 days, and Mr. Miller, I'm looking at you for confirmation, I'm assuming that 10 days was as they were waiting for the expulsion hearing, which, to give you a heads up of why the expulsion hearing took that amount of time, at that point, that was in September, late September, early October, they were backed up on hearings, and they do have, by policy, I think y'all have 2 weeks to get the hearing complete, 15 days. So they try to make that more of a 5-day procedure, but they do have the 15 days if need be.
Okay, question. Kind of lost my train of thought. But okay, so he's home for 10 days. y'all reviewed the video. So was it reviewed as it was? I remember Ms. Pinckney saying that it's not automatic that we would just expel, but it will be looked at on a case-by-case basis to see if it warranted an expulsion.
Yes, ma'am.
Was that taking place?
So the whole point of the expulsion hearing is to provide that due process. And so in that meeting, they consider all things. When there is a video, that is, the initial part is the principal puts up for expulsion. Principal has actually discretion in that part as well to decide if they want to put up for expulsion. So you had initially the principal says, hey, we're putting up for expulsion based on the policy. Then once it gets to Mr. Miller and Ms. Pinckney, then they determine a couple things. Was policy followed? And then also, as you said, following the due process and making sure that this is that the principal's recommendation is in line with their thinking as well based on the facts. So that's would have been kind of you have an informal version of due process with the principal, and then you have a very formal due process piece with the hearing officer. No, this was not this young man's first fight over the history of his.
His first fight at the school. At this school, yes.
So what happened
Historically,
with
there's
the
been a lot of
fight?
He was having a bad day because I asked him, and he said that the little boy bumped into him. He pushed the little boy pushed him back, and they fought. I was told that the little boy kept trying to get away from my son multiple times, and Braylon, my son, kept going at him. That did not happen in the video. He also said that the teachers tried to diffuse the problem and break them up and get them away from each other. That did not happen. There was not a teacher in the video. There were kids breaking the kids up.
Where did it happen at?
In the gym. I asked my son, I said, who was that pushed you to the wall away from him? He said, oh, that was one of my friends. So there were no teachers. There were no teachers in the video.
In the video.
Yeah.
So what day would your son be due back at school right now?
January 8th.
That's when they'll let him go back to school.
The 45
Yeah, that's what I was
review that
told.
Mr. Miller is actually on. Okay.
I have a question. I'm just curious. How would this have went if it wouldn't have been for the reason the principal presented it to me?
That reason is not something we're going to discuss here because it's about another student, and that is not, as I reviewed it, and as my designee reviewed it, we're completely unaware of that. And
Well, we don't have to discuss the student. I'm
did
just
not re-
asking. I mean,
sorry.
he made it. That's the
we
reason
did
why.
not review it in that sense. We reviewed it based on the actions your son took, which instigated and participated in fight is the terminology, and then we reviewed the footage to confirm if that was true or not. All that is accurate. Everything else.
So we're just gonna cover up the
at this
fact
point
that's
in
his
this
reason
meeting-
why.
At this point in this meeting, truly is hearsay, and should not be considered as part of the appeals process.
Exactly what I thought.
So part of the process I have a question about. So whenever you receive the letter, you had to wait till you got that letter in hand before you could actually appeal.
Yes, ma'am.
That part right there, is that our policy or state law? That they have to Okay, so it's state law saying they have to have that letter in hand, I guess is what I'm asking.
So it's actually, I think we're confusing what the letter is, or at least the way I'm hearing it. The letter is, so they have the hearing, and then Mr. Miller sends, they do not give the final determination in the meeting. They send out a letter after that. So once they send the letter, that's certified mail. On the receipt of them receiving the letter, then the parent has 5 days from that point to then request an appeal.
Okay, so that right
There is a
there is
letter
my
you
question about it, because
It's
the mail is not very reliable at all. At best, the mail is not reliable. So I just want to make sure, like, that part is state law, or is it? Okay, is it state? Yes, sir. So that's state law, or is that something we could?
That's policy. Now, I believe it is based on state law. We'd have to review it. It is definitely in our policy.
Yeah.
But I believe it's based on statute. But in this situation, when it came to me, Mr. Miller, we were outside that timeline. But I think to your point where you're getting, we didn't, even though we were over the timeline, we said we are still going to review this as an appeal because of, we don't know. Mom was very cooperative the entire time. So there was no need to say, hey, you didn't get it in on the 5th day, we're going to get you on a technicality. We are flexible when it comes to those things when we see the parents working with us and it's a male issue or.
So sidebar just for a second.
It is a letter that you get. Like, when those kids have a fight, they supposed to get a letter, like, sent out the next day saying you have a hearing. Let's say if it's a Friday, they should be getting a letter no later than Tuesday. Because why would we be trying to hold on to those letters and keeping these kids out of whatever school they're going to go to? Like,
There's 2 letters that'll go out. You're
the
correct.
first one?
The first one is you are up for expulsion and to tell you the hearing date. That's the one, and it's truly because of, there are times where we have lots of kids up for expulsion, and so logistically, we are allowed that 15 days to get that letter to, or I'm sorry, for the letter to get to them and to hold the hearing. You're correct. Ideally, that letter should go out probably a week after. It doesn't always happen that way, but the only thing we're bound to is that 15 days. Mr. Miller?
After the 15 days, if the hearing hasn't been held, the kids due process sends them back to school.
Right.
So there is that safeguard because in agreement with what you're saying, Ms. Sankey, the law says due process should be somewhat timely. So if it goes past that 15 school days, it's not timely, and the district has to take the ding, and they get to come back to school.
So when did you see the video?
It was for the hearing. I'm not.
You saw the video at the hearing?
At the hearing,
So they had it
Mm-hmm.
at the first hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So once you get the first letter, the second letter comes telling you you have the right to appeal it, right? And did you read it?
Yes, I did. First, I received the email, and I emailed Mr. Joey and asked him, was that the letter? He said, no, it's another letter that comes out as far as saying that I could present the appeal for it. Yeah.
Okay. And we already seen that you gave them enough time even after the fact.
Yes, sir. I mean, ideally, we wanted to have this in November, but, and I'm not trying to pull Ms. Kanika in. At that point, she asked me if we had confirmation. I called Mr. Miller. I said, do we have confirmation on attendance and on if there wants to be a public or an executive session? And we did not have that prior to the November meeting. I'm not sure all the minutia and logistics of why that didn't occur. I just know it wasn't ready for the November meeting.
So the question is, did you understand the appeals process? Because a lot of folks get it, but they don't.
Yeah, I sort of didn't. It was kind of a hit or miss, like me and Mr. Joey was communicating back and forth, and he was explaining to me.
Right.
Parents, I thought parents were supposed to know right after that appeal, you have access to the recording, and you can appeal after that first hearing. I thought that was the policy.
I did have to request to see the video.
No, and the recording of the hearing.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say in this,
And she was supposed. I think policy say she's supposed to know when she leaves that meeting that she can appeal.
Right.
Because
she wouldn't know when
because I'm just thinking about the delay in the mail and getting another letter saying she can appeal. But if you look in your handbook, that handbook should tell you exactly the steps for the process. But you, as a parent, can appeal the day of the hearing. After the hearing, after they say bam, you can appeal.
So
Because I thought also, I'm sorry, I thought she's supposed to know also what is going to happen at the end of their hearing, not wait for her to get a letter.
So as an
Because the
assistant
child
principal,
is really kind of sitting in limbo.
yes, ma'am. As an assistant principal in another district, and as a superintendent here, and someone who's been in countless hearings, I have never been part of a hearing where the decision was presented in the hearing. It's always been an after.
I have.
Okay.
So it's always presented in writing.
You can ask Ms. Dewey.
Presented in writing, Mr. Miller. Yeah.
But you have one hearing.
Right.
Yeah.
It says at the end, she is notified
Mm-hmm.
that she have the right to appeal. I have all three letters that went to her. But I think I actually, because talking about travel nursing and what else you do, talking there, she wasn't there. I think I have all the letters that came back because you have 3 times certified to do that.
Okay.
And spoke with Ms. Rose. I mean, she's been we've been back and forth together. This has not been. I got the September 24. However many days later, the second is. So the hearing, I tried to get them in as soon as possible to avoid 10 days, to avoid that time. I have the letter right here where it went out telling the hearing that on October.
Mr. Miller.
Yeah, I'm not
Mr.
saying
Miller,
she
would you
shouldn't-
mind
I'm
stepping
not-
to the
I'm not talking about the
microphone so we
letter.
could
I'm just
we
saying,
could
I
go ahead
feel
and
like
get
she
into
should
your
have been-
report, and
she
then
should
you
have
can
been
tell us the
notified when
dates
she
and the
left the
deadlines.
meeting that she
We
could
really appreciate
appeal
it.
when she left that hearing, that first hearing.
The
Not a letter.
letter.
Verbally, she should have been told
Mr. Miller.
she can appeal.
Let's start from the beginning with your presentation, if you don't mind, if that's okay. And then we can ask you questions once you're through presenting to us.
I think we both can agree. We both work together.
Yeah.
Calling, emails.
And as far as the board is concerned, we haven't been through this very many times at all, so we appreciate all the information you can give us and anything that'll make it easier for us to make a decision. So more information, more better.
Okay. What I do is I receive a recommendation for expulsion. I received that on the 24th, I think. And then I sent out a letter to her, letting her know of the date, October 2nd at 8:30. And even at the bottom of the letter, it says, but she didn't receive it because of the missing the time. You have the right to appeal this hearing, the hearing officer's decision, to the school board within 5 days of the receipt of the findings letter. If you're not happy with the school board decision, you may appeal to district court.
Okay.
So that's this. She did not receive it. You only have one hearing. This is the letter notifying her of the hearing. Okay. After the hearing, we send a letter of just what was determined in the hearing. The determination was made that the following offenses were committed. 924, her son instigated to participate in the fight per video evidence. She requested to see the video. We made that available for her. Just simply what was in the meeting. He did admit to pushing the other student after he was bumped into, and then a fight ensued from there. According to the policy, I actually amended the expulsion and placed him in the alternative placement for 90 days with a 45-day review. On this letter as well, you are hereby given notice of your right to appeal this decision within 5 days of your receipt of your findings letter. Otherwise, the hearing officer decision is final. For any appeal, another letter must be sent to Dr. Grant E. Lloyd, the superintendent at the Natchitoches Parish School Board. So what happened in the meeting, it was running close or past the time for the agenda, I think. That was it. So we didn't say she couldn't appeal. Dr. E. Lloyd just had to come to this right here. But that's it. I followed the policy, the fight, the video. The video. It alleged happened on the coming in from transition from a class. The video showed that her son was over on the wall
the other kid was actually interacting with another student. He walks over, pushed kid pushed him back. He started striking the kid, actually hit the kid about, I think about 3 times before the other kids ran over, break the fight up. One of the things that was noticed today. Oh, the other kid was not put up for expulsion because her son was the aggressor. Came off the wall, pursued the fight.
And board, if you recall, when we put this 90-day piece in place,
Right.
one of the things y'all wanted us to consider was when a student was not the aggressor or was in a defensive posture because of an initial attack. And that's why there is differentiation between how one student was addressed and how another student was addressed.
And I understand policy. I know what we voted on. I just want to make sure that we are giving these parents time to come and do what they need to do as far as in this process, in this step. Like, we don't need to be lacking. I'm not saying you lack. I'm just saying it's like this happened in September and we just hearing about it now.
December.
Like, that's a long time. I feel like this could have been, and who's to say that if we heard about it last month, could have been back at a regular school.
Pastor Miller, was there any special accommodation for the child? Right. Is there any special? Because I heard that he had some type of
Said it was ADHD.
If he's not 504.
504, anything like that.
When we
IEP.
have an IEP or a 504, we have a manifestation determination review to see if the behavior is a part of the exceptionality.
Manifesto.
In this situation, there was no MDR because while there may be a medical diagnosis, the student doesn't have an IEP or a 504 plan.
I think it's only health.
And then, like, also, why wasn't she notified by the school?
So that's and I've actually had this conversation with Mr. Geis before because we have had times where schools do not notify. That is not okay.
That's right.
And that is something we work on with schools constantly. We have told them just in this past year that a parent should. There are times where a parent may not be available that day, but at the very least, the minimum a parent should get on a day that their child's put up for expulsion or suspension, they should get a phone. They should get a phone call, and then at some point they should receive those documentation. Now, there has been a question: does that negate their due process if that does not occur? I've had this conversation with Mr. Geis. Mr. Geis says as long as they are provided the due process in the hearing, then it doesn't negate due process. But I will agree with you that it is not best practice that a school does not send that in a timely fashion. But that is something we can deal with internally. And I will tell you, it is not the first time that this has happened. But again, from a legal standpoint, it does not negate as long as the student does get their due process. But
Yeah, because
there's an issue
She made a
there.
point, like, if you send your child back to school, they've been expelled, you send the child back to school, you don't know because you didn't get a phone call nor a referral sent home, you know?
No, I'm in complete agreement. The school should.
They won't, but I'm saying he or she wouldn't.
That is a responsibility of the school. 100%. That is a responsibility of the school. And we've been working with student services and Mr. Miller's group. Well, that is student services to make sure that is happening consistently across the parish and every school.
From the moment I get the recommendation, I'm on the phone with parents right then, and I think she can attest to that as well.
Although I will say, if I heard Mom correctly, parents were contacted, but it was an issue of Mom wasn't contacted, but Dad was. Is that correct? And typically, and I don't know what J Campus shows, if they're both guardians, then there is not a policy in place or a mandate that says we have to contact both parents or both contacts. It's just contact the parent. And in this case, it does sound like the school did that, but they did not contact Mom.
So, Mr. Miller, there's a reason why I don't do your job.
The custodial parent, that should be the primary.
What in J Campus, if it's the custodial parent, that should be the point of contact. And there's typically information that says do not call certain parents or if there's a custody agreement, it'll say which one to contact. I'm not familiar on this one if there was a delineation between either parent, one being the one to call for education, because we do have stuff where it'll say for educational issues, call dad.
If it's listed on the demographic sheet, which I think both were, I contacted her, they contacted him, you know, so if it's listed, I most time contact whoever the guardian is, but if I can't reach the guardian, then if the father or the mother's listed,
And as
I'll contact them as well.
And as the school district, unless there's an agreement in place that dictates otherwise, we do not delineate between, like, I want the schools to always call my wife because she's the better parent, but we don't judge that. We don't say who's with who or who spends more time. It's just if they're in there, whoever answers first, and that's what we go with.
But there was a parent that was contacted.
Yes, sir.
And then ultimately the father contacted the mother, right? Okay.
So I just got one more question. So your appeal was done before her appeal was done before the November's meeting?
The initial appeal was, but if you recall, we had another appeal.
Right.
Skanika, was that end of last year, where we had the parent not show up? We put it on there, even though we had confirmation. So for this one, we said, and I think it was specifically because me and Mr. Miller had a conversation about mom's travel schedule, and I said, well, do we know if she's going to show up, and do we know if it's going to be executive or public session? And at that point,
I have that letter as well. That I sent. I don't know.
What does that say, Mr. Miller?
Did you get this one? Okay, and it says, thank you for reaching out regarding the recent hearing decision for your son, Braylon. This letter confirms receipt of your appeal request. Your appeal will be reviewed at the next Natchitoches Parent School, which is today.
What is the date on that letter, though?
I mailed, it was November the 13th.
Okay.
So our meeting was before then?
It would have been, yeah, it would have been before then. So but is that back up the timetable of when did mom initially ask for the appeal?
So I had to look I had to get.
Because to verify that letter is sent timely, we need to verify when mom asked for the appeal.
Also emailed her a copy of the letter as well. Let's see when we started.
Met on 11/4
So the hearing was on the 2nd.
Fight was September 24th.
Right.
Hearing's on the 2nd.
That's the hearing, okay, and then
When
her letter to appeal on what day?
I think that's what he's pulling up right now.
That was when she never got the hearing letter. She never got it. She wasn't present to get the letter. It came back to us.
You got
Yes, ma'am. It came back to us. I have, I think, two of the 3 letters.
Okay.
That she received the one that told her about today. The other 2, the hearing letter, she did not receive, and neither the results after the hearing. But she was made aware that she can appeal, and
So,
she did.
Mr. Miller, just
by email.
So what day she was made aware she could appeal?
it would have been one of those 3 letters that she never received, right?
Oh, well, no, she didn't receive the letter, so I called her to let her know we had to have it in writing, but she was not there, right? And so I said, go ahead and email it to me. And as soon as I find the email, I'll tell you. On October 1st, I just wanted to let you know that I received your request. No, that's the video letter. She requested the video. Where's that other letter?
I do want to say, as you're looking for this, I do appreciate the meticulousness with which you've tracked all this, because it does seem like a lot of letters and a lot of communication.
Okay, go back.
So it seemed like there was an exception to an actual letter that she was allowed to give an email, which is good.
October 24th.
That's when she let me know by email. My name is Trevor Rowe. I would like to request an appeal for the hearing decision that was made concerning my son, Braylon. Please let me know what it is I need to do.
But for her to know she could appeal, when did you know you could appeal? you were not told by Nash Parish School Board you could appeal. They didn't tell you. School board didn't tell you you could appeal because you never were receiving the letters.
It was in the letter.
It was in the letter, but you never saw it. So that's what I'm asking. Natchez Parish School Board didn't tell you you could appeal. Your child advocate told you you could appeal.
But we did. We're just not responsible for the mail.
We did. I talked to her several times.
But that's what I'm trying to ask. Like, what day? She said she appealed on the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
But from her child advocate advisor.
I spoke with her concerning that.
That's why I was just trying to ask.
Yes,
when
ma'am.
did you tell her she could appeal?
I don't have it. I tried to put email as much as we could. I don't have that date, but that's how she was.
It was
informed.
before the 24th?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely before the 24th. I got them all. We got them all right here. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you appealed on the 24th, right?
Mm-hmm. We've
You
received
sent
the
an
letter.
you sent an email saying you would like to appeal.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't submit anything. Right, because you working and stuff. So on the 24th, you didn't send anything in writing. Okay, so our board meeting was on November
4th and 11th.
Right.
4th and 11th. I'm looking at the wrong year, 26. 4th and 11th. So we knew you wanted to, well, we didn't know, but y'all knew she wanted to appeal.
Right.
On October 24th.
What day?
So
Yeah. So that
I'm
would have been
just
for
trying to see like why we couldn't have it in November.
That would have been for the November meeting, but I remember it, without giving as much detail as Mr. Miller because I don't have dates. I remember. Let's see. It would have been that Friday.
It was on the agenda and we had to take it off.
Yeah, I saw something.
Was it Ms. Kanika?
I don't know if it was. I don't know if it
I
was.
know that Ms. Kanika and I had.
I don't know if it was this.
Yes, you're
particular-
correct because I sent everything to y'all, but then I spoke to Ms. Kanika and I don't know what day it was, but you and I spoke about the agenda, closing it out, and we did not have confirmation. We had confirmation Mom wanted to participate in the hearing, but we did not have confirmation of if she wanted to have open or executive and if she would be able to attend.
So did somebody reach out to her and ask her that?
Mr. Miller.
When?
I sent a letter.
And I'm asking because I want to make sure that we are doing the right thing by our kids, especially those that, our kids get into fights. They do. But then it's some that, again, like, may not need to be at certain places for extended times. And so we're doing our due diligence and getting information in a timely manner so we can, take care of business or whatever. And we're doing that child justice. So if you were gonna have the appeal on the January 8th, the review on January 8th, like I'm just trying to say, like if we could have listened to this last month, maybe he could have been back in school, maybe not, but we don't know because we didn't listen to anything or we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you could have had the appeal earlier. I'm just trying to make sure we're doing the right thing on our end.
The mix-up is that she wasn't home. I sent this on the 24th. On the 24th, the letter that said, thank you for email regarding the appeal hearing of your son. Your appeal will be reviewed at the next Natchez School Board meeting, Monday, November the 11th.
So that's what I'm saying. She said she wanted to appeal on the 24th, and we had a board meeting that next month. So I'm just trying to figure out why we didn't have this last month.
It was.
We should be having if a parent want to have an appeal, it should be like a month later or so.
Agreed. There was no desire on anyone's part to delay this. I don't think on Mom's part, on our part, because 100% we had the conversation of this happened 2 months after the fact. We're going to have an appeals process, or more than 2 months. But if we don't have confirmation, if we aren't able to communicate that.
When she sent that on the 24th, somebody could have called her on the 24th and say, we'll have a board meeting on the 4th or our executive session on the 14th.
correct me if I'm wrong, some attempts were made to
She was
solidify
right.
her being present, but
Me and Mr. Miller had several
circumstances
conversations about it.
circumstances prevented her from either receiving the letter and knowing whether she could be there or not. So, okay.
I don't think she's disputing that.
On the 24th, October 24th.
Are you disputing that?
Send an email.
She's not disputing that.
You know, do his job, and it's my work schedule, which is still affecting me now because he has to be there at 8. I don't let my kids walk anywhere. So
Right.
the bus comes at the Chevron up the street. I will not let him cross the tracks because, like I say, it's ADHD and his attention span is off. Crossing the tracks is never something I'm gonna let my child do.
Right.
So I have to take him to school. I have to be to work 7 o'clock. I may work in Shreveport. I may work in Sulphur. I may work in Pollock. I work different places. So that's delaying me. I'm getting
Right.
to work late at 8 or 9 o'clock on a 12-hour shift. I'm being shortened with my money because I'm working 8 or 7 hours or 6.5 basically because they take 30 minutes rather than a whole 12 because I'm having to get to him there at 8 o'clock.
Is there anything else you need us to know that hasn't been discussed already? Is there anything else?
I just want to see, as far as the decisions for him going back to school. I mean, I know it's January 8th is the decision, but I mean, it's affected me as a parent and me providing for my household.
Right.
May I ask
So, Mr. Miller, I've been trying to ask you for a few moments now. Is there ever a case where you let the child go back sooner than the 45-day review period if the child's had great behavior?
We take into account the principal. Some instances they can go back on the behavior contract, but mostly we follow it.
The policy.
Which is good.
But
Let us suspend it if it's to be suspended. Let us be the one suspending it.
We are saying about the agenda. To me, if she said that she wanted a hearing, I don't care if we came in here tonight.
Special.
Us as a board have the right to suspend and add it. And I don't think neither one of us 11 would say not to add
A parent.
a hearing on that. Let this child stay out a whole month because we lack agenda. We have suspended agendas ever since I've been on the board to add something on the agenda. So if she said it on the 24th, we should have been that, or even put it on the agenda. We can vote that the parent didn't show up. We can vote just like we did before we voted. The parent didn't show up. We voted not to have the hearing. I would rather see it on the agenda and vote not to have it, or we come in here and say, okay, the parent want to have this hearing. So we waited a whole month for this child to be out of school. And I'm not saying I would have voted to let the child come back early, but at least we'd have had the opportunity to do it. And the child, we might have voted to say come back. That child could have been in school for a whole, in the class where he's supposed to be for a whole month. That we are waiting because I don't know if I'd vote either way with that. If they're fighting or whatever, and y'all know I'm always with strong discipline and stuff, but if they're wrong, they're wrong. But we need that, going forward, we need if a parent like her on the 24th, I don't care if she got it on the 30th of October, she ought to have been able to been put on the agenda, even if we'd have came that night.
And we can do that moving forward.
Yeah.
Let me ask a question. I heard her kept saying your child is ADHD on medication, but not 504 or IEP plan. So if we have medical information that verifies the child has some issues, and we're supposed to look at each situation based on the child's overall medical, the past, I heard somebody say something about previous fights, but he's ADHD, and so we know there are some problems. And so if we're looking at each case based on the child's particular situation, why would you expel a child and send the child to an alternative school and you know this child is ADHD and it's gonna cause some further problems. I'm concerned about that, because we've had some other issues where child had behavior problems and the action that was taken, it seemed like it wasn't warranted. I think we're gonna have to start looking at these situations, because we're gonna have some.
So by law, we do look at them when they're formal IEPs or 504s. What I'm also concerned about, I'm concerned about kids who have ADHD. I have ADHD. My kids have ADHD, but I'm also concerned about the kid who got punched in the face.
I'm not, and I'm not concerned about that child. But I'm still saying, if there's some medical issues involved, and this child is at the alternative school, this child is being bullied, and we know bullying can get really serious. I think we need to look at the whole overall situation. What's best for the child? I know that we got policy. I know the child broke the policy, but the child has some problems that need to be addressed and some consideration that needs to be given.
Well,
That's my
I
concern.
do believe the 45-day review period is something that the board put in place for that exact purpose, because there are good kids who make momentary bad decisions, and their life should not be totally upended for that. But at the same time, we have to have.
Well, I think one situation.
Also, we were in executive session. We could look at the video. We cannot look at the video now?
No.
It was emailed to everyone.
It was emailed, but we would not be able to do that in public session because there's other students on that.
Email to us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It was
We've
emailed.
been having problems with getting emails.
I looked at it.
So,
Ms. Rose, I have a question. Have your son had any problems with this particular other student before?
No, we haven't.
So, board members, in our notes, we have that the 45-day review would be December 17th, which I'm learning is not correct. The 45-day review would be January the 8th. When they have that
I went off. So that was a meeting I had with Ms. Pinkney that I put December 17th based on her information.
So December 17th is that 45-day review. Right, and then Christmas break happens on the 19th. So if the review happens on the 17th and he can go back to school, can he go back that day? Or
Well, if he else can go back to 18th, it's that Friday they do virtual, so he'd be able to go on the 18th.
okay.
But it's a virtual day.
So our notes are correct. It is December 17th. Okay.
I think that's what I was talking about. Like, if we could have had this early, he could have spent his holidays if we would have voted at school, at NJH, if this would have been on the agenda in November.
Do either of you have any other information to present?
I just want to say we worked together best we could.
We did.
Thank you.
No problem.
That's good.
Thank you so much. We do have a motion by Ms. Page and a second by Mr. Danzy to approve the superintendent's expulsion recommendation. So a vote yes would be approving that, and a vote no would be not supporting that.
So if we vote yes, he stays where he is. He gets that hearing.
So it gets the hearing, correct.
Until next week. If it's a no, he would go back tomorrow.
Immediately, correct.
Okay. And I've been trying to get a question in, but I'm gonna get it in now. So basically, this was a first fight, and the first fight offense is.
This is the policy that y'all put in place recently, and so, separate the family and the student.
Right.
Our feeling very much as a staff is, we feel like we should follow policy, because if we don't follow policy, then y'all will have these constantly, because we feel that a vote yes, or I guess no, would undermine the very need to have the policy, I guess.
But the first fight, it was 90 days with a 45-day review.
Correct.
And he spent how many days at home and not at either school?
So while waiting for the expulsion hearing, I believe you said it was 10 days, Mr. Miller?
10 days. Okay.
Maximum in that situation would be 15, but that's all then combined into the expulsion. It's semantics, because 10 of the days were suspension, 45 of the days are expulsion, but they all kind
Supposed to be.
So with delaying this, he was at the alternative school.
Correct.
Right, okay.
And
just making sure.
And I will say this: we use the term expulsion.
Right. That
It really
I don't like.
and it's semantics, because this is alternative placement.
Right.
But it's semantics. There is a legal definition for expulsion versus alternative placement.
I don't know which way this will go, but I will say thank you for bringing this to our attention because I feel like we have some gaps to fill, obviously. There was a lot of miscommunication, letters missed, whatever. But that's on us with policy and obviously some state things, I guess. So I'll say either way this goes, I think there could be some lessons learned for us on this.
Policy tweaks, mandatory phone call.
Yeah. And Mr. Miller, I appreciate all the detail that you gave, and thank you.
Well, and I just want to echo what Mr. Matwire said. I would much rather have a special called meeting to have this taken care of sooner if it gets to that point. So please keep that in mind too. Okay, board members, we have a motion and a second, and we're getting ready for a roll call vote. A yes vote approves the superintendent's expulsion recommendation. A no vote is a no vote.
Mr. Danzy,
Yes.
Mr. Matwire,
Yes.
Mr. Benefield,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Abstain.
Mrs. McGaskey,
No.
Ms. Palmer,
No.
Ms. Phelps,
No.
Ms. Harvey,
No.
Mr. Fredo,
Yes.
Mr. Nicholson,
Yes.
and Ms. Page.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, board members, we have an item on the agenda, 9O, and we will not be having an executive session tonight. We did just get the new evaluation system emailed today from the board attorney. Mr. Nicholson, do you have anything else to add about the evaluation?
Waiting on that from Mr. Geis.
Okay,
Got it today, so
Ms. Phil,
wasn't enough time for everybody to look at it,
yes, sir.
vote on that.
do we need to vote to table it or just?
Mr. Benefield?
We do need to table it because it's an action item.
I move that we table.
A second.
Okay, we have a motion to table by Mr. Matwire and a second by Mr. Harris. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those who oppose, motion carries.
Could stay.
Board members, I'm sorry, what?
Could stay.
So I do want to wish you a Merry Christmas, and we probably won't see each other again until after the first of the year. Please be thinking about your candidacy for president of the Natchitoches Parish School Board that will be voted on in January. So do we have a motion to,
I move we adjourn.
Second.
all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.